One of the best rivalries in the Big Easy is featured tonight on Game Time as the defending champs in Class 4A. The Karr Cougars look to make another run at the title, but their opponent tonight, McDonogh 35, believes this is their year to make history. The Cougars feature a punishing running game with ball hawk defenders, while the Roneagles have some of the best skill position players in the state and an attacking defense. It's East Bank versus West Bank, Karr and McDonogh 35 coming up next on Game Time. The defending champions in Class 4A, they are ready for one of the bigger matchups on their schedule here at historic Tad Gormley Stadium as they take on the #1 ranked team, according to the Louisiana Sports Writers Association, the McDonogh 35 Roneagles. We want to welcome all the Cox Communication viewers from around the country watching this huge matchup between two of the best in the state of Louisiana. I'm Jeff Lermo, along with my broadcast partner, Jason DeQuire. We'll bring in the third member of our broadcast crew here shortly, in Jessica Province. We kick off the second half of the season with a matchup that we might actually see in a state championship game come December.
Yeah, and these two teams are very familiar with each other. They grew up in the same communities. This is known as the Best Bank rivalry, the East Bank versus the West Bank. And all those rankings you mentioned, Jeff, it doesn't matter to those kids tonight. All they want is bragging rights here when this game is over.
Well, we're going to talk about the rankings because that's what we do. And so let's take a look at the power ratings for this. This, of course, based on the power ratings, it's how you're seeded then in the playoffs. So for McDonogh 35, they're number 5. Edna Karr is number 4. The winner of tonight's game, Jason, will have a leg up in being the top overall seed once the brackets are finalized in the first week of November.
And that's critical. You want to have that top seed going in.
All right, one of the most famous pregame rituals in all of high school football, the Rock. This is how Edna Karr comes out and makes their presence known. If you go to YouTube, there's thousands of views on this. No one does it better than the Edna Karr Cougars as they are ready for this colossal matchup. All right, let's quickly take a look at some players to watch in this game. And we have a lot of them, so it was very difficult to choose a couple. But let's look at Quindell Johnson. He wears number 7. That's significant for Karr. And then Lawrence Keys, the talented wide receiver.
Yeah, both of these players are going to be critical. Lawrence Keys is going to have to help his quarterback out, and then Quindell is going to have to slow down some of those wide receivers at 35.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we're just moments away from kickoff from Tad Gormley Stadium. You're watching Game Time on YurView.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 400,000 hotspots. So you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Hey, little man, I'm your new house. Come on in. This is gonna be great. Watch what we can do together. Lights. Ta-da! Locks. Not bad, huh? Oh, and this. I've been saving this for you. You take care of the universe, I'll take care of you.
Cox Home Life, home security and automation.
With On Demand from Cox Advanced TV, there's more exciting entertainment available on your TV than ever before. Hit movies and hot new releases, tons of free TV shows, concerts and music videos, and access to huge libraries of premium channel series, movies, and more. Press the On Demand button on your remote and you're ready to go, all on your schedule, right at home. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
The captains for these two respective teams meeting at midfield as the sun is going down on this Thursday night. Let's find out more about this rivalry matchup between Edna Karr and McDonogh 35. For that, we bring in Jessica Province. Jessica?
Jeff, thanks so much. These two teams are meeting for the 12th consecutive year, with Edna Karr walking away with the last 9. But McDonogh 35 is out for revenge, and they could use their experience and their maturity to their advantage tonight, as they have 28 seniors on that team, with 20 to 25 of them playing together since their freshman year. Now, that has to mean they have chemistry on the field, but they also have chemistry off the field, as they have a group text message between all of those seniors. I had a chance to chat with Lawrence Keys and ask him what the group text message said today, and he said it says, we need to execute today. We need to step up and be leaders and be disciplined and lead our team to victory. We'll see if they have what it takes tonight, as kickoff is right around the corner on YurView.
You're watching the National High School Football Game of the Week. Join us all fall long for tomorrow's classics today, only on YurView.
Action.
Comedy. Horror.
Speak,
Drama.
find, feel. This is the all-new Contour from Cox. It's cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
Hey, little man. I'm your new house. Come on in. This is gonna be great. Watch what we can do together. Lights. Ta-da! Locks. Not bad, huh? Oh, and this. I've been saving this for you. You take care of the universe, I'll take care of you.
Cox Home Life, home security and automation.
You're watching the National High School Football Game of the Week. Join us all fall long for tomorrow's classics today, only on YurView.
Let's take a look at our keys to victory. First of all, for the 4-1 Edna Karr Cougars, led by head coach Bryce Brown.
Well, winning the field position battle, always important, but they want to be efficient on first down. We know they want to get the running game going, and then on defense, they know there's going to be a lot of yards given up on this game, but bend, but don't break on defense.
Karr is only allowing 15 points a game. Now let's find out as he take a look at Coach Bryce Brown in his third season. He led Edna Karr to a state championship a season ago. He also led the Cougars to the state title game the season before that. So he's off to a great start for the Karr alum and former Grambling State football player. Now let's take a look at the keys to victory for McDonogh and their longtime head coach, Wayne Reese Sr.
Well, the Roneagles know they're going to get a big dose of Ronnie Jackson, so they're going to have to wrap him up. And then Howard has to make plays. They got to get good plays from their quarterback, and then they got to play a full 48 minutes. They know they let this game slip away with only 13 minutes left, and that's why they haven't been able to end this streak.
And there's a look at head coach Wayne Reese Sr. in his 48th year in coaching, 16th season as the head coach of McDonogh. He led the Roneagles to a 12-2 mark the last season, and McDonogh 35 is 24-6 over their last 3 seasons. So that's a legendary coach there. He coached Marshall Falk. Of course, he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and he also coached current Saints cornerback Delvin Breaux. The Karr Cougars will get the football to begin this contest. They are fired up and ready to go. For Karr, they are coming off a victory last week where they beat Lake Area New Tech 34-20. 35 also coming off a win as they defeated Karen Crow 35-21 as they went to Acadiana to get the victory there. Perfect night for high school football in New Orleans. We're glad you could join us around the country on Cox Communication. Glad you could join us for this one. Wendell Johnson has it teed up for 35. And we are underway, and it's going to be returned from the 11-yard line. This is Devin Busch, and Devin Busch right up the middle, and a nice return to the 37-yard line. Brought down on the play by Jesse Lawrence. And there's a look at the starting quarterback for the Cougars, Skylar Perry, replacing Alden Clark, who was a tremendous player for the Cougars. There's the numbers on Skylar Perry, as he's thrown for over 700 yards. He's also rushed for nearly 200 yards. He's big, 6'2", 185. He's got a strong arm, and he has all the tools. And he sets up shop here. First down and 10 from their own 37-yard line. And they're going to go on the ground on the first play, and it's right up the middle for a big run, and that is Antoine who actually got the carry, and not Ronnie Jackson. Let's take a look at this Karr offense. Their starting lineups averaging 32 points a game. Spurlock, Simmons, and Corner are the receivers. The offensive line, 4 of 5 starters from last year's championship team are back, but Titus Jones not playing in this game as he is out with a leg injury. And he is committed to Memphis. Another run up the middle and another first down for the Cougars. Let's look at the Roneagles defense. They're allowing just 9 points a game. As you look at the defensive line, McCann, Burke, McKee, Jackson, the linebackers, Jenkins, along with Tolbert, and then the secondary, Glenn Brown is a good one of the co-captains on defense. Karr moving the ball on the first drive of the night. And keeping it once again is Antoine, and Antoine right up the gut, and another first down run. So Antoine, who's averaging 9 yards a carry, has been picking up some significant yardage early on in this game.
Well, Bryce Brown, there was no secret about what he wanted to do. He wanted to come out and establish the run. He hasn't had to put the ball up in the air this drive, and he's getting exactly what he wants right now.
From the 27, Ronnie Jackson gets a carry, but that time he was hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward and loses his helmet as well, as he was brought down by McDonough's Marcus Singleton. So second down and 8, Jackson has to leave for a play. As you look at Coach Bryce Brown, said his team is still searching for its identity. They may get it tonight if they're able to pick up a win against their rival, McDonogh 35. Second down and 8. Some movement on the line and a quick pass, and that is to Trent Lewis, but not much running room. The Roneagles get to the football quickly, and there's Joe Fouché, number 7, a tremendous athlete. 5 touchdowns last year. This is a guy that can hit, and he runs to the ball very well.
And he has a nose for the ball. He's going to be around the ball all night. He's what you call a ball hawk. Big-time player.
Third down and 7 for the Cougars. And keeping it is their quarterback, Skylar Perry, right up the middle, breaks a couple tackles. He'll be about a yard and a half shy of the first down, and I would imagine Bryce Brown will go for it here.
Well, and you mentioned Alden Clark the year before, but this is kind of the extra dimension that Skylar Perry will add to the offense, is that he's a very capable runner.
Fourth down and a long yard here for the Cougars on their opening drive of the night, with the football at the 18-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the near side. McDonogh brings the blitz, and they run it right off the left side, and that should be a first down for Antoine, I believe. He got up and kept running. Let's see where they spot the football, and it isn't enough for a first down. Our referee is Hank McNair. Cougars say it's a first down.
Well, they're taking a long look at this. They're just starting to move the chains, and I think they're going to pick this thing up.
So it is a first down. They move the chains on the far side as the ball's at the 17-yard line. Nearly 3 minutes gone by in this opening quarter. More ground game, but this time nowhere to run for Antoine, and he is smothered back at the 27-yard line. Jalen Jackson, the anchor on that defensive line, loses his helmet, but that was a great defensive play for the Roneagles. Let's look back at this last play. Was Antoine down on the ground? The refs blew it dead, but the knee never touches, Jason.
No, that's right, and very difficult to see sometimes in all the pile and the scrum down there, but he would have been eligible to continue running, nothing hitting the carpet.
Second out and 17 out at the 26. And will throw. Perry to the far side, and it's dropped. Incomplete pass. That's Michael Corner, who has 10 catches on the year, unable to make that grab, and now it's 3rd and 17.
Well, and you're talking about efficiency on offense, and that's what they want. You got to have these catches. This is one of those rhythm throws in this Karr offense, and Michael Corner just didn't look that football in.
Coach Brown talked about being efficient on first down, but when you lose 7 yards on first down, it puts this offense in a little bit of a bind. Throw to the near side, it's caught, but the receiver is hit immediately by Darian Jenkins. That's Anthony Spurlock, the Oregon State commitment, with 11 grabs on the season. He's got some big play potential. 4th down and 11 now for Skylar Perry and the Cougars.
Yeah, and obviously not comfortable kicking a 34, 35-yard field goal from here, so they're going to line up and go for it.
2 down linemen for the Roneagles. 3 wide receivers to the far side. 4 minutes have gone by in this opening quarter. Perry barking out the signals. Now will take the snap. Looking to his right. Looks to his left. Back to his right. To the back of the end zone and incomplete. Fouché with a big hit as they tried to get the ball to Calfani Simmons, who couldn't hang on to it.
Well, that's a good play by Fouché. I tell you, he's just a baller. He's in the right place all the time, it seems. And right here to the back of the end zone, had his wide receiver open, but just able to get in there and knock him out of bounds so that he could not come down with either foot in bounds.
Calfani Simmons, what a big hit he took at the end there. And so turning it over on downs for Karr, and the key play there was the loss of 7 once they got the ball inside the red zone on first down. Here's Lil John Harris. Lil John Howard, I'm sorry, Lil John Howard, the Nickel State commit, who has thrown for 863 yards, 9 touchdowns, an experienced player, 3rd-year starter, 3 steps, and that's incomplete. Jared Miles with 4.4 speed trying to make the one-handed grab. Let's look at the starting lineup for the Roneagles, who are averaging 34 points. 9 starters returned from last year. Howard, Tillman, Keys, Miles, Isidore, and then the offensive line, Mack, Collins, Hammond, Scott, and Tariq Griffin. 5 seniors on that offensive line. They're not big, but they're really quick. Hammond is a 3-year starter, and Darren Mack is certainly the leader on that offensive line. 2nd down and 10 now for the Roneagles, and Howard will hand it off. Dive play, nothing happening. The Cougars stop that play from really getting anything going, as that was Eddie Tillman on the carry for McDonogh. So let's look at Karr's defense, allowing 15 points a game. Casey Charles Burbank, the McNeese commitment. Kent Jameer Jackson, he's really good. He can get after the passer. Sheldon Celestine, Elijah Randall, Kendall Johnson, Quindell Johnson. Those are twin brothers there. Chance Carroll, Chaz Bates. He's done well, as a lot of teams throw at him to throw it away from Devin Busch. Let's see what McDonogh 35 does here. 3rd down and 7. As Howard rolling out to his left under a lot of pressure. Hit as he throws, and he just gets it out of bounds.
He was lucky to get that one out of there as he was being applied. A lot of pressure by Dedrick Clark there. You can see number 10 come chasing from the outside here. And right there, Dedrick Clark lays the wood, and very fortunate that Lil John Howard was able to get rid of that one.
The defensive line needs to play well. That's what Coach Bryce Brown told us before the game, and they looked good on that first defensive series as they forced the 3 and out. Here's the punt from McDonogh 35. It's a short punt, hangs in the air for a long time, and a nice job getting there quickly for McDonogh 35 was Darren Jenkins making the tackle. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for Karr, but they are in Roneagles territory.
Well, yeah, good defensive series there for the Cougars. Did exactly what they wanted, and right now they're kind of winning the physical war here at the outset of the game, being able to pound the ball down the field, and then, as you mentioned on that last drive, really controlling the line of scrimmage on defense.
Trips to the right here for the Cougars as Skylar Perry takes a look at the sidelines. Handoff right up the middle. And staying on his feet is Ronnie Jackson. Jackson did not play last week because of a knee injury. But when he's out there and he's helping, they want to feed this young man the ball. He's averaging nearly 7 yards a carry, 10 touchdowns on the year. Had 4 touchdowns in a game earlier this season against Landry Walker. And he also found the end zone a couple of times in last year's 4A championship game where Karr beat Neville. And there's Ronnie Jackson on the run. And then Fouché with a good open field tackle stops him shy of the first down.
Well, Fouché loves to be in the middle of it. You can see he's a physical player. He will play in the secondary, but he will absolutely come up and hit you. You get a good look at Ronnie Jackson and how capable of a back he is. He was out last week, but they think he's healthy, and he's getting a healthy dose here tonight.
He'll also catch the ball out of the backfield as well. 3rd down and 1. Ronnie Jackson again, and Jackson's got the first down and much more. Inside the 20 before he slammed to the turf at the 18-yard line. Big pickup there for Jackson. Glenn Brown on the tackle, but Karr has had a lot of success really running behind the center tonight.
Yeah, players shaking up on this, but you can see here that big physical offensive line just opened up a hole right off a right tackle, and then you see the full package from Ronnie Jackson there, the vision, the power, the strength, and get north and south.
So we have an injured player for McDonogh, so a lot of attention on him. That's Deontay Burke. We'll update his status when we come back. This is Game Time on YurView.
Hey, little man. I'm your new house. Come on in. This is gonna be great. Watch what we can do together. Lights. Ta-da! Locks. Not bad, huh? Oh, and this. I've been saving this for you. You take care of the universe, I'll take care of you.
Cox Home Life, home security and automation.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 400,000 hotspots. So you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Don't miss any of the action this season. All Game Time high school football games stream live each week at YurView.com. Also, check back throughout the week for game highlights and additional coverage, including the new weekly high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, with host Jeremy Crabtree. Hit the previous week's highlights, stories, and recruiting news, along with a preview of the upcoming week's matchups, delivered straight to your inbox. Visit YurView.com for more details. We return the action as the Karr Cougars are on the move here at Tad Gormley Stadium in New Orleans. 1st down and 10 at the 18-yard line. And Skylar Perry has a couple of running backs in the backfield with him, Jackson and Antoine. Jackson to his left, Antoine to his right. Now the referee blows the play in. And here we go, Jackson bouncing it all around, but good pursuit of the football. And then Jalen Jackson, another big hit. The 6'2" junior has had a couple big hits on tonight.
Well, that time, good job by that defensive line at 35. Really keying in on their reads, because what they're doing here is basically running the option from the spread. Obviously, Perry can take it, but made the right read, was able to find number 2, Jackson. And you got to bring a lot of hats to the ball if you're going to knock him down. That was one of the keys for 35, and you can see a bunch of game tacklers getting number 2 to the ground.
2nd down and 10 now for Karr. And keeping it is Perry. Again, a lot of room up the middle, and that should be enough for a 1st down as he got about 11.
Well, and this is going to be the difference of the Karr team this year. You got 2 backs back there in the spread, but then Skylar Perry can really pull it. He's kind of explosive runner, and you saw how quickly he can get down the field.
Yeah, Karr last year more of a team that loved the big play through the passing game, throwing the ball deep. They've always had a good running game, but they really rely on it much more this season. And they got a good running quarterback in Perry. 1st and goal at the 7. Karr has really dominated this game. They've been on the field for much of this 1st quarter. Offensively, anyways. Perry to the end zone. Ball is tipped. Incomplete. No flags on the play. Glenn Brown, I think, got his hands on it. And that'll bring up 2nd and goal.
Well, Glenn Brown is one of the smaller of the defensive backs, but he'll really come up and smack you, and you can see it there. But it was a very, very tight window right there for quarterback to try to feed it in. You can see how tight that window is. It's not much.
On 2nd goal and 7, Perry again up the middle to the goal line. And they're going to say he is stopped just shy of the end zone.
Well, Perry doesn't think so. You can see he's got his signal touchdown, but let's see if we can pick it up here. But if it is, it's going to be right there, basically the foot line there.
3rd and goal at the 1. Why not just run it right up the middle again, right? They've had so much success doing that all night. Jackson gets into the end zone. Ronnie Jackson for touchdown number 11 on the season, and the Cougars are on the board.
Well, you got to credit the offensive line of the Karr Cougars right now. And yes, Jackson and Antoine are great backs, but the offensive line has really imposed their will at this point in this game and establishing that line of scrimmage. And watch him just fire off the ball and really walks right into the end zone there.
Tyree Jones, a 3-year starter in that offensive line, clearing a hole for Jackson to get into the end zone. And the extra point try is good. Let's take a look at the touchdown once again by Ronnie Jackson to put the Karr Cougars up 6-0 and end the PAT afterwards.
Well, and nothing special here. This is just saying, hey, we believe that we can dominate you on the line of scrimmage. And those big guys, as you mentioned, Tyree Jones and Smothers and John, just firing off the ball and creating a little lane there for Jackson. He's a big physical runner. He doesn't need much, and obviously able to get it in the end zone.
McDonogh 35 defensive coordinator Frank Daggs need to make some adjustments on that defensive line, especially the interior, or at least just some adjustments in general to stop the gashing of runs that Karr is having right up the middle.
Yeah, and what you're going to see, and I'm sure Bryce Brown is waiting for it, you're going to see Fusha and some of the others begin to get a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage and try to fill in some of those gaps and try to slow this run game down, but that's when you got to be careful for the big shots.
Aaron Foster ready to kick it as you look at Ronnie Jackson and the touchdown. 8 plays, 47 yards. Finds the end zone for the 11th time this season. Lawrence Keys, have yet to mention his name. The big playmaker, one of the top receivers in the state from McDonogh 35. He's ready to return, standing at his own 12-yard line. Foster the approach, swing with the leg. And it's going to be returned at the 13, not by Keys, but Fouché can only get to the 25. And there's a late flag that comes in there.
Yeah, just unnecessary. It wasn't a vicious hit, but I think this is a late hit out of bounds. Fouché was clearly out of bounds, and then one of the kickoff guys for Karr tries to finish him off right there at the end of the play. But let's see what it is here.
I think this is going to go against 35.
Personal foul. McDonogh 35, number 28. 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Let's see, here's where it is. Close, and this is where I thought the late, because he had clearly gone out of bounds. I thought maybe that's where the late hit was going to be, but let's see.
Oh, yeah, that's a vicious hit at the end of the play by Wendell Johnson. So that puts McDonogh 35 at their own 15-yard line now.
Well, if your offense is sputtering a little bit, not what you want to see on the return game.
Hand off up the middle, nothing happens on that carry, and so far McDonogh's offense a little slow going. That was Jordan Griffin on the carry. Let's send it out to the field in Jessica Province. Jessica?
Well, Jeff, the injured McDonogh 35 Roneagles Deontay Burke will be taking the field again. It looks as though he tweaked his left ankle, but he was checked out by the trainers, did a few drills, and seemed as though he was cleared to play again, guys.
2nd down and 8. Now they got to get this McDonogh 35 offense on track. Just 4 plays from scrimmage so far in this game, and they have not done much with any of them. We have 3:40 left to go in the first quarter. As you look at the total yards in this one, obviously complete domination by the Karr Cougars.
First time we're going to see Howard in the shotgun here, trying to open it up a little bit more.
And he'll hand it off, and to the near side, this is Eddie Tillman, takes a big hit at the boundary, but he has enough for the first down. Eddie Tillman has had a huge season as he's rushed for 476 yards, averaging 11 a carry, and he got about 11 on that one.
Yeah, good looking back there. Obviously showed you his speed, 180 pounds, and also showed you that he likes to finish runs, and you can see his numbers there on the season.
He's a power lifter and runs track, the anchor on the 4x200 and 4x100 teams for McDonogh 35. So the first down of the night for the Roneagles, and they'll go back to Tillman. And Tillman finds some room to the middle, now takes it to the outside. He's got another first down up to the 46-yard line. No one really can get their hands on him for the Cougars. Chaz Bates finally forced him out of bounds, but another first down for the Roneagles.
Well, and they've gone to the shotgun here on the last two plays, kind of getting out of that veer look, and you can see Tillman doing his work on the last two plays, and sometimes that works better. It's not so much a designed run as much as it is sort of a zone read, and it allows your backs to kind of pick and choose his holes, and on the last two plays, Tillman has obviously picked the right places to go.
From the 46-yard line, two wide receivers on both sides for Howard, with Tillman in the backfield with him. Snapping the football is Marcellus Hammond, and they tried a little trickery, but it didn't really go very far, as that was shut down by Ronell Burbank, the McNeese State commitment, 6'2", 240 pounds.
Well, they forgot to block Mr. Burbank because he was in there almost in the backfield from the beginning of the play there, and you can see right there, just once he gets to the ball carrier, you're not going to have a chance. Ronell Burbank, an excellent football player.
Tillman loses 4. Now Jordan Griffin in the backfield. Again, the 4 wide receiver look. Karr showing blitz, backing off. They got 3 down linemen here. Quick pass by Howard, and not much after the catch, as it was shut down right away by Quindell Johnson. On the catch was Caleb Isidore. That's his 8th grab of the season for about 75 yards now, 3rd and 10.
Well, Coach Brown really believes that his secondary is one of the strengths of his team. As you look at Quindell Johnson, we mentioned twin brother Kendall Johnson, the linebacker, and showing how quick his closing speed is on that last play and making the tackle instantaneously.
3rd down and 10. Howard in shotgun formation with Griffin to his left. Trips to the far side. And we have a whistle before the snap. Timeout going to be called by McDonogh.
First charge timeout, McDonogh 35.
Obviously a 3rd and long here, and Coach Reese definitely wants to talk this over with his ball club, make sure that they can get something productive, maybe begin to change the field position a little bit, but at the same time, you know, you don't want to turn it over right here at this part of the field.
Game time on YurView. Thanks Louisiana Lift for their support of this telecast, specializing in customer service on equipment, rentals, parts, and training. Louisiana Lift has been serving its customers since 1980. You can check them out online at lalift.com or call their New Orleans office at area code 504-463-3400. Louisiana Lift, they're always on call.
Well, normally we're not as high as the lift crew, but tonight, Jeff, I don't know. I'm kind of looking over there. We're up here tonight, my friend.
I'm looking down at the at the lift tonight.
Yeah.
3rd and 10. There we are. Hey.
Got a lot of room in here tonight, Jeff.
You got elbow room.
You got a football?
It's usually close quarters.
Very close. We can hear the plays from the coordinators.
3rd and 10 is Howard instructing something to his wide receiver, Jared Miles. DB's back up a little bit. Griffin in motion. Here comes the blitz, and Griffin drops the pass.
Wow.
He started looking upfield before he grabbed that one, and it's been a slow start for this McDonogh 35 offense.
Yeah, to say you've dropped the last 9 or so, this is, you know, you want to make do. This is not going to help any. You got to make these plays here tonight, and Obviously, they have a little jitters, but clearly you could see he was looking downfield well in advance of catching the ball. And Griffin, again, just didn't look the football. You got to catch the football first before you can run with it.
Wendell Johnson to punt it. Ready to return is Calvin Simmons, who has exceptional speed back there, standing at his own 24. Johnson gets it off, not pretty. Simmons trying to pick it up. He's in trouble, loses the ball. There's a scramble for it.
And Karr got it back.
Luckily got it back.
Yeah, but that was the break that 35 needed. And Jeff, how often do we see these returners in high school football just playing around with the football, kind of lethargic back there? And, you know, it seems like this season, 9 times out of 10, it bumps or, bounces off of one of the legs. And, indecisive. As a returner, you got to make a decision. You can't play around. And watch here. Oh, trying to move away from it. Realized it bounced off of him. And fortunate, one of his teammates able to jump back on the football right there.
Ellsworth Seymour recovering the loose fumble, giving Skylar Perry and this Karr offense a chance to put some more points on the board. They're up 7-0, and there apparently was a flag on the play that I did not notice. So that's going to back up Karr even more, their worst field position of the night, from their own 12-yard line.
And I'm starting to wonder, more games on turf, some of these footballs have livelier bounces and, just not the same as fielding it off of grass.
New turf here at Ted Gormley Stadium. It's definitely spongy is the best way I can describe it. Now a whistle before the snap and a flag. Hank Vicknair will give us the call. He's one of the better referees in the state.
False start, offense. Half the distance to go, still first down.
So Karr hurts themselves there.
And this is kind of the break that 35 needs. Now they're backed up to almost Karr's backed up to almost its 5-yard line. And here, McDonogh preaches 3 and outs, and here is where they need one desperately, kind of flip the field position.
Ronnie Jackson, once again, some room off the right side to about the 14.
Well, still just giving up way too much on first down. Since of the penalty, they probably picked up a good 6-7 yards there, and that's just, you can't give that many yards up on first down as you take another good look there at Ronnie Jackson. And you know what he's saying. He's looking over there. Just feed me, coach. Feed me.
He did get 7. Second down and 8. Ronnie Jackson right up the middle all night. Check that. Antoine is in the clear. One man to beat. Antoine is going to get it to the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars.
Wow, what a run there by Antoine. And, this dual threat back here in the backfield is really just, it's wearing this 35 team down. And again, starting to bring more people in the box. But when you do that and you clear that first wave, like Antoine was able to do, it's nothing but daylight. And you see he's clearly got the gas to get it to the end zone. Right here, boom, when he clears that wave, that's it. That's it. There's nobody else back there, no safeties, and he hits the sideline, and you can see got great speed, able to take it the distance.
McDonogh had only allowed 46 points. McDonogh 35 had allowed only 46 points all season. They've given up 2 touchdowns in this first quarter, as that play never really got off to a smooth start, so there's flags on the field. I am just surprised at the ability that Karr has had so far tonight to really just run the football right at the Roneagles.
5 yards, still.
Let him make the call here. And there's no secret, Coach Bryce Brown, that's what he wanted to do. In fact, 35 knew that was one of the keys of the game, that they had to stop Jackson, so they've had all week to prepare for this. And there was no secret he wanted to pound it, be more physical, and he's got to be happy because that is exactly what he's done here tonight.
Aaron Foster backed up 5 yards now. Little shaky on extra points earlier this season, but Bryce Brown told me they've cleaned that up. He's worked really hard at it. And let's see if he can knock it through the uprights a little bit further back than he normally is. He's got a good leg there, Jason, and it's
good.
right through the upright. So the Karr Cougars, the defending champs in 4A, looking to knock off the #1 team in 4A, according to the Louisiana Sports Writers Association. And you think Karr is looking for a little respect tonight? I mean, they are the defending 4A champs. They have been in the state championship game 6 of the last 7 years. But when you look at the rankings, Karr is ranked 6. Their only loss was to a really good De La Salle team, and McDonogh 35 is ranked #1.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked with those rankings. I'm not sure that I would have them in that order, and obviously you're getting a good chance to see Karr tonight, but you know what? They're not worried about that right now, and obviously some of that plays into the seeding, but at the end of the day, they know they've got to beat the teams in front of them, and I think that's because they lost a lot. They're not as senior as they were, and obviously had to improve in some areas, but the next person has really just stepped up here in Karr, and I think this is going to be a team that takes it down the stretch. Yeah,
McDonogh 35 is the team with all the seniors, 28 of them. The experienced team, this is their year. They've been playing together for so long. Fouché almost stops and then tries to turn on the afterburners. He bounces it out to the outside. Fouché stops again. Man, how exciting is that young man as he gets it up to the 40, and they're going to get a late hit on the play as well.
I don't know that I've ever seen this. Normally, like on a reverse or kind of a hide the ball type reverse, you see a player stop because you don't know who has the ball, but he literally stopped and everybody just hit pause, and Fouché just reverses field. I mean, this is an incredible run, and I'm not sure what the Karr Cougars were thinking there.
Personal foul, 24 white, late hit out of bounds, 15 yards.
Well, here's another opportunity for 35. Let's see here. Right here, I mean, literally, he just stops running. I mean, it's like he froze the Cougars team coming down the field and then just reverses field. I have no idea why they stopped there, but I've never seen that.
I've seen Leonard Fournette run at the stadium. That was kind of like a Fournette run. First and 10 at the 46. Great field position from McDonogh 35. They got to take advantage of it. Tillman in the backfield. Play action fake, complete. Lawrence Keys turns upfield. Keys all the way up to the 28 before he gets hit hard to the ground. He was slammed down to the ground by Kendall Johnson.
Well, Lawrence Keys, that's their guy. That's the player we featured. And, you know, if 35 is going to have an opportunity tonight, this guy is going to have to make several catches, and he's going to have to get upfield and some rack runs after the catches, and he's got one there.
Auburn, Houston, LSU, Nebraska, Notre Dame among the teams looking at number 13. First and 10 now from the 29-yard line. 4 down linemen for the Cougars. Tillman trying to get it to the outside, now turns it upfield to the 20. Head of steam all the way up to the 15. Pick up a 14 on the run by Tillman.
When you mentioned it, Tillman's a track guy, and when he made this cut, it looked like he was coming out of the blocks at a track meet. But the explosion on Tillman to get north and south and shows you why he's such a gifted runner. That change of pace and able to have that little burst is what picked up the yardage there.
That will be it for our first quarter. Karr Cougars dominated the first 12 minutes of this game, but McDonogh 35 is on the move, and they have a chance to cut the lead in half. McDonogh 35, the Karr Cougars, hard hitting, and some great plays by both teams so far in this game. We'll see if it keeps up after this.
With On Demand from Cox Advanced TV, there's more exciting entertainment available on your TV than ever before. Hit movies and hot new releases, tons of free TV shows, concerts and music videos, and access to huge libraries of premium channel series, movies, and more. Press the On Demand button on your remote and you're ready to go, all on your schedule, right at home. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Hey, little man, I'm your new house. Come on in. This is gonna be great. Watch what we can do together. Lights. Ta-da! Locks. Not bad, huh? Oh, and this. I've been saving this for you. You take care of the universe, I'll take care of you.
Cox Home Life, home security and automation.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 400,000 hotspots. So you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
14-0 is our score as we begin the second quarter from Tad Gormley Stadium. As you look at longtime head coach Wayne Reese Sr., he has never led a team to a state championship game. He's coached at a lot of different places. He's also coached at Washington Marion, in Lake Charles, Booker T. Washington. He coached at Carver. He's 72 years old, says he probably has a couple more seasons left in him. And what a thrill would it be for him to finally coach in a state championship game. But his team's in a little bit of trouble right now as the Karr Cougars dominated that first quarter. 178 total yards of offense for Karr in that first quarter to the 63 for McDonogh 35. Most of the yards for McDonogh 35 have come on this drive, and they now have the football at the 15-yard line of Karr. Really need to cash in right now. Karr talked about bending but not breaking. They bent a little bit here. And the ball comes out of there, and it's still recovered by McDonogh 35. That was almost a huge play for both teams. As Tillman was hit, the ball squirted out of there. And I think Caleb Isidore is the one that fell on it.
Yeah, Caleb Isidore was the one who did get it. You see here, right as he begins to get through there, and that's where it got knocked out, and Isidore, fortunate. Good heads-up play and being active and always keeping up with the play, and Isidore able to jump on that ball and fortunately keep the drive alive for 35.
Second down and a short 3. Tillman in the backfield with Howard underneath center. Play action fake, Howard. He's got a man in his face and he's got to throw it away.
Well, that was a good job by Howard, just getting rid of it, knowing the situation and that you don't want to take a sack back there and lose the valuable yardage. You know, throw that ball away and live to fight another play.
Flag on the field on that far side. Hank McNair finding out what the call is. Asking Bryce Brown, does he want to decline the penalty and bring up third down? It was a legal man downfield. I think you take the yardage here.
Absolutely, you got to push it back. You know, 35, we talked to them this week as well, and they're trying to clean up some of their extra points, but they said they don't have somebody who can
Flag on
really kick it from any distance, so you want to push those guys back.
Well, they picked up the flag after talking about it, so Wayne Reese Sr. hoping for a big play here on third down. McDonogh 35 so far 0 for 2 on third down conversions, and now we got a timeout. The Cougars take it as they want to talk about it.
Well, yeah, obviously they're trying to bring up this fourth down situation. They don't want to allow them to get the first down and keep the chains moving. The question here is, you know, do you play for the chains and prevent the first down, or do you play to keep them out of the end zone? And I bet you that's some of the things that they're talking about there, that worst case scenario, you know, you may give up the first down, but don't let them get in over the top of you. And you better believe that they're going to be looking for number 13, Lawrence Keys.
Well, let's take a look at the remaining schedule on YurView as far as the national games that will be shown across Cox Communications. Desert Ridge and Mountain Point next Thursday in Arizona. Then we go back up to Oklahoma. Sand Springs against Booker T. Washington. We have one more national game from Louisiana in Livingston Parish. We'll see Live Oak facing Lester Ricard and the Walker Wildcats. And then at the end of the year, it's Bishop Sullivan against Cesare Academy. Third down and 3. Howard under center. Handoff right side. Is it going to be enough? I think it will. I think they may have gotten enough. They gave the football to Darian Jenkins.
Yeah, and they've already signaled.
And it is a first down.
First and goal to the 5.
From the 5-yard line. Bryce Brown was hoping his defense could come up with a play there.
Yeah, and that's what they were debating there, you know, and he was probably thinking, hey, they're going to play 4-down territory this close and, you know, wanted to gamble there, it looked like, and try to stop them from running and picking up the first down. But unfortunate, not able to do it there. But for 35, they really need to finish this drive.
First and goal from the 5-yard line. Roneagles averaging 34 points a game, running out of the multi-pro offense. They'll show you a little bit of everything, and there's whistles before the snap.
They don't want to show you that high snap.
5 yards, still first down.
Well, and these are the things that just drive coaches crazy. I mean, you start putting it together offensively, you're moving well into the red zone, close to the Karr 5-yard line, and now you start sputtering backwards. It just changes your play calling.
It's like Fouché is going to be in the ball game here for 35.
Well, they said they'd put him wherever they need him tonight. And whether that's offense, defense, returning kicks, this guy does it all.
Tillman comes out of the ball game and back in, and there's Fouché. He's bringing into play. And I also got Darian Jenkins in there as well. And Fouché running the Wildcat. Hard count, high snap. Fouché right side. Makes a cut into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Roneagles.
First touch on offense, touchdown, and I'll tell you what, that's being pretty efficient. I think there was another flag out there. Let's see here before the celebration goes too far.
Another player lost his helmet.
Oh, man. Yeah, you dial up one of your special plays, you get your big-time player at the quarterback position in a Wildcat in a matchup you like, and hopefully it's not taken away here. No, it looks like it's going to be good.
McDonogh 35 lining up for the extra point.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 12. In the play after off. Accepted on the kickoff.
So they'll mark the yardage off on the kickoff as there's Fouché. What a run there. And he started this drive with a nice kickoff return.
And finished it in the end zone.
Wendell Johnson, the extra point try, and now what do we got?
Well, Jeff, this is that point in the game, my friend.
Offsides, number 9, defense.
All right, we got off to such a clean start.
How many times have we said that, you know? And then it's like a contagious.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours, right?
Hopefully they get them all out the way right now. That's it.
All right, extra point try. It doesn't look great, and it might have gotten tipped. I think it did, and it's no good as he missed it off to the right, did Wendell Johnson. Let's look at Fouché again. We saw him on defense. We saw him returning kicks, and now playing a little quarterback as he runs the Wildcat.
Yeah, you saw him get back there. Actually fielded a high snap to the wide and able to field that snap and just get north and south. And he's such a powerful kid, good runner, nose for the ball, and obviously nose for the end zone on that play.
Jadarius Collins, a good block. One of those seniors on that offensive line. And Coach Reese said to us, when that offensive line for the Roneagles is playing well, they score a lot of points. They're averaging 34 points a game. They were able to open up some holes there, especially there for Fouché, and they cap off a 6-play, 46-yard drive.
Yeah, and they got all seniors, as you mentioned, across that front line. And he says when they're gelling, you know, that's when the offense really gets going, and you can score a lot of points. And you can see Coach Reese there, you know, not fully relieved yet, but obviously feels good to be on the scoreboard and down by 1 score.
Now the defense needs to come up with a stop, figure out how to keep Karr from running right up the middle of the field for big chunks of yards. They forgot to mark off the yardage after the 15-yard penalty. So now they'll do that here. This is where, when you're a coach, you really have to think about boy, should we do an onside kick right now? Because you're not really losing that many yards.
No, you're not, but you don't want to give Karr, as well as their offense has been moving, the ball anywhere around midfield. In fact, the 35 was able to kind of stop Karr a little bit by backing him up, but I would try to kick this ball deep and maybe, before the end zone to force him to run it out.
Squib kick, handled at the 15 by one of the up men. And it's a decent return here to the 27-yard line. Jameer Jackson on the return. So Edna Karr has found the end zone twice in this game, thanks to their very effective ground game tonight. There's the first of 2 touchdowns as Ronnie Jackson got in for the 11th time. And then you watch Antoine. There is so much talk about Ronnie Jackson, you forget about this junior. He had 2 touchdowns last week, and he finds the end zone for the 4th time this season to put Karr up 14-0.
Well, he just showed you there he's not to be forgotten because he can sure take it to the house, and he did it on that play.
From the 28-yard line now for the Cougars, a run up the middle, and there's maybe some progress there for McDonogh 35's defense. It wasn't a first down run. Ronnie Jackson was stopped after a gain of 4.
Yeah, that's a victory. I mean, if they can stop the 6-7 yards on first down and limit that to 2 or 3, that's what they want to do, because then it puts them in more of a second and long situation. But, when they're picking up 6-7 yards a chunk, you can run just about anything you want on second down.
Well, did we have a penalty there? Hank McNair talking to one of his referees. Now he's going to come over and say something to Bryce Brown.
Well, I did not see the flag.
Participation against the defense. 12 people on the field participated. 15-yard penalty.
Ooh.
First down.
Well, that's one way to stop them, but you can draw a flag every time. So, we'll just put 12-13 out there.
Well, the defensive coordinator, Frank Daggs, who's been on this McDonogh 35 staff since 2003, can't be happy about that. He wants his defense to play fast and react, and the goal is 3 and out every time, but they have not been able to accomplish that tonight.
Well, they got 2 first-year starters and their linebackers back there, and they're the ones who really have to be able to see where those gaps are and really step in and fill those holes and make the tackles.
Yeah, they needed to play well here tonight, but we've not really mentioned their names so far. Jackson, that time he was corralled a little bit, gets 3. So 2nd and 7, and no flags or whistles there. So that's progress as well.
Yeah, it just disrupts the rhythm of the game. And so, but again, good job, 35 there. I mean, that's what you want to do. You want to take away that first down run, make them beat you some other way, but don't give up the 6, 7, 8 yards on first down.
Jackson's got it, and he is going to be brought down immediately. Erased on the play by Jalen Jackson. Well, he's made a few plays here tonight.
Yeah, the big junior, 250, and can really motor. And that time you see him slicing right through that offensive line and bringing down the back in the backfield. So that is the stop they need. Now you're bringing up a 3rd and long, and you put them in a little bit. You put Skylar Perry in a little bit more uncomfortable of a situation.
3rd down and 10. Check with me at the sideline for Skylar Perry. Now they call a different play with Antoine in the backfield with him. Perry from a clean pocket. Not much on that throw and not much yardage on the catch.
Well, and you can see what 2 big stoppage of running plays does for you on 1st and 2nd down. It really puts them in a more uncomfortable situation. But look, Karr is looking like they're going to go for this now. They looked at it but realized, hey, 35 just had a good offensive possession. Let's punt this football and try to play some defense.
Anthony Spurlock out to punt for Karr. And Lawrence Keys III ready to return. Just got that punt off to Spurlock, and it's high. Keys calls fair catch. lets it bounce and roll, and it takes a really nice bounce and roll.
Well, Keys has to run up and feel that ball. That ball had enough hang time on it. You know, when you don't go feel that ball, you cost your team an extra 10, 15 yards on the bounce.
Well, this week on YurView's High School Football Recruiting Podcast, host Jeremy Crabtree takes a deep look into the recent FBI recruiting crackdown and how that may impact college football with guest Evan Daniels from Scout.com and Jason Kirk of SB Nation. Should college athletes be paid? Would that help or hurt the situation? They'll break it down. Plus an update on number one quarterback recruit Justin Fields in his recent campus visit to Alabama. All that and more on this week's episode of Over the Middle Podcast. You can check it out at YurView.com.
Well, should they be paid, Jeff?
I was more shocked to hear that the number one player in the country wants to go to Alabama. Good run there by Jordan Griffin.
I'm not going to talk about payment and players in Alabama, but, you know, I'm just saying, take a look at the program every now and then.
14-yard run by Griffin, averaging 11.5 yards a carry, as he is a good sidekick to Eddie Tillman. A couple of senior running backs back there. Well, after a shaky start here for McDonogh 35, they got a chance. A good drive and a two-point conversion tied this thing up.
Yeah, they're settling in on defense, starting to get this offense going a little bit.
Howard complete. Near side, Jared Miles. Wrapped up quickly, though.
And Jared Miles is the other part of that tandem with Keys, and he can also really take it the distance, lines up at that split end position, and you know, bigger receiver than Keys, but also can take it on any one of those plays to the house.
One of the top sprinters in the state as he's on the relay team. There you look at his numbers. Last week he had 9 catches, and last year in the semifinal playoff game against Karr, he had a 47-yard touchdown catch.
And now you're starting to see all the skill players for 35 get involved. Tillman, Miles, Keys.
2nd and 4, nothing happening there. Kendall Johnson filled that hole. A gain of 2 for Griffin. Key 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, just trying to keep that defense honest, but it looks like 35 is trying to spread it out a little bit more and getting more people involved in that offense, but this is going to be a key 3rd and about 3 or 4 here.
Keys will be the wide receiver all the way to the top as you look at little John Howard. He believes this team is better physically and mentally than they were last year. They lost to the Cougars twice a season ago. Here comes the blitz. Howard's got to get away from it. Howard backpedaling, throws off his back foot, way out of bounds. And so that drive stalls. Nice job by the Cougars defense there.
Yeah, that was a good hole there on 3rd and short, and you know, trying to kind of fool Karr there, lining up like it might actually run the football, a little play action there, but that line unable to maintain that defensive line as they were blitzing and putting a lot of pressure there on LaJohn Howard.
Wendell Johnson comes back out to punt the football. And this time we'll see Devin Busch return it for the Cougars. He has a 67-yard punt return for a touchdown this season. Devin Busch. LSU, Florida, Tennessee, and Georgia are his top schools. Stoppage in play with 5:48 to go before halftime. Karr leading McDonogh 35, 14-6. You're watching Game Time on YurView.
Hey, little man, I'm your new house. Come on in. This is gonna be great. Watch what we can do together. Lights. Ta-da! Locks. Not bad, huh? Oh, and this. I've been saving this for you. You take care of the universe, I'll take care of you.
Cox Home Life, home security and automation.
If there's one thing we love, it's watching TV. But did you know you can also watch on the go with TV everywhere? It's included at no extra charge as part of your Cox TV subscription. Watch live TV and on-demand content anywhere. Your favorite shows, movies, sports, and more. On network websites or by downloading TV network apps to your tablet or phone. On the go, keep watching with TV everywhere. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
You're watching the National High School Football Game of the Week. Join us all fall long for tomorrow's classics today, only on YurView.
.548 to go before halftime. Karr leading McDonogh 35, 14-6. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuare, and Jessica Province from Tad Gormley Stadium. Johnson on the punt. Good high punt. Busch calls fair catch and grabs it at the 39. Cougars good field position on this drive, up by 8. Let's take a look at our YurView Spotlight players. So far, quiet night for Devin Busch, just a couple of tackles, and then Lawrence Keys, just the one grab for 17 yards. Those two guys might be canceling each other out, right?
Well, that's right.
They're not throwing the Keys' direction, and so Busch not seeing much action. Not much action there on this play, as it's stuffed by that McDonogh 35 defense. Leading the charge there is Glenn Brown.
Well, and 35 just hadn't had the ball much on offense yet, so Devin Busch really hasn't had a whole lot to do. But, you know, they're going to have to get Keys more active in this game.
2nd down and 10. Perry will hand it off. This is Ronnie Jackson, gets it to the outside. Got a great block, but I think it's going to be a penalty, actually. Yeah. There was a big crackback block on Fouché, but this may be one of those big penalties of 10 yards or more with the block in the back. Well, I didn't think that was holding, but.
Yeah, rash of flags now, and it's really getting kind of ugly on both sides in terms of infractions here. And really hard to establish any rhythm when you're constantly having flags thrown by either team.
2nd down and long from the 32-yard line.
See, Karr calling the plays in from the sideline, kind of check with the sideline, check with the coaches there.
Perry fires one, and his receiver was, well, he had a lot of action there.
Yeah.
Had 3 people collide nearly.
Yeah, none of it looked intentional there, and obviously both just running their routes with this receiver and defensive back, and no flag there.
Karr started the season with a win over St. Paul's, beating them 42-23, then shut out the defending 5A champion Landry Walker Charging Bucks 24-zip. Lost by 2 to De La Salle in week 3. Beat Carver 2 weeks ago 35-6, and then the win over Lake Area New Tech 34-20 last week.
35's done a good job at forcing 3rd and longs here. Man, you talk about the penalty bug.
Actually, that's just a timeout.
Before play clock, timeout.
But they called timeout because the play clock was ticking down and nearly hit 0.
Well, we just haven't had enough stoppages, so we'll stop it again here. But obviously, you want to talk it over on 3rd and long. This is going to be a big down, big call here for Bryce Brown. You look at him being in a 3rd and long situation.
Coach Brown, a former Karr offensive lineman in the early 2000s, played at Grambling for Coach Melvin Spears, and in 2006, he did an internship at Karr, and at that time, Jabbar Jalouk, the head coach for the Cougars, asked him if he was interested in coaching, and that's how he got into it. He never really envisioned himself to be a coach, but here he is. He's now one of the more successful coaches in the state of Louisiana, and in fact, following that 2016 championship season, the Saints nominated him as the Don Shula NFL High School Coach of the Year.
Yeah, he's done an excellent job at this program. Really enjoys being back at his alma mater and trying to help these kids develop, and, you know, really interested in making sure that many of them have an opportunity to play at that next level.
Karr won their 3rd state championship in the history of their football program last year, beating Neville. 3rd down and long. Perry feeling a little heat, gets out of there. Throws before he gets hammered, and it's incomplete. He still got hammered on the play. Trent Lewis was cutting across the field, but he could not connect. And that 35 defense really has settled in now.
Well, here Perry kind of just scrambling around, and now he needs to get outside so he can create some more time. And you can see there the big hit coming at the end, and actually had his receiver running open there. But when you start hearing those footsteps, Jeff, you know, you get kind of the quick arm there and unable to complete the pass.
That was close to a late hit, I thought, Marcus Singleton. Sometimes you'll see that flag. I mean, it's a 50-50 call. 35's going to have good field position at their own 44.
Well, 9 times out of 10 on that, if you hit the quarterback from the front, that's normally when the flag. Not as much from the back unless it's blatant, and that might have been the only reason that flag wasn't drawn.
Let's look at just how successful this Karr team has been. They've been in the state title game 6 out of the last 7 years. Beat Neville last year, lost to Neville in 2015, lost to a good East Jeff team. Nick Saltafromaggio was the head coach of that squad. Beat Neville in 2012, lost to Neville in 2011. You see there's a little rivalry between Karr and Neville.
Yeah. There are other teams out there. But you're right. I mean, Neville's been a dominant program for a long time, and the last several years, Karr has really put their name at the top of that list too.
Well, McDonogh 35 wants to get up on that list as well. Howard going deep, man wide open, and dropping the football was Keys. It was fluttering a little bit. It wasn't a perfect spiral, but it's a catch you got to make.
Yeah, he was wide open. There was nobody within 15 yards of him. Howard steps up and actually delivers. It looks like he might have lost it over the shoulder. Wasn't sure which shoulder to turn over. No, I mean, he's looking back over that left shoulder, and that ball really just, it hits off his head. Yeah, hits off his helmet, and man, that's kind of what changed the direction of the football. And, couldn't really get his hands on it. Trying to make the adjustment, just kind of ricochets right off the helmet. Boy. They're going to remember that play right there. I mean, that is a clear 6 or 7 points on that play.
Not much wind here at Tad Gormley Stadium. If you check back here on Sunday, I think the wind will be blowing a little bit. Yeah. First down and second down and 10. And not much running room there. Good job getting into the backfield. Jameer Jackson, who rushes the passer so well, actually returned an interception for a touchdown versus St. Paul's. And there's Austin Kent, a junior defensive lineman. 5'11", 270 pounds. Third down and 9 now for the Roneagles. McDonogh started their year with a 6-0 loss to St. Augustine in a game that was moved to, I believe, a Sunday they played that game because of Tropical Storm Harvey. Howard fires that one over the middle. It's knocked around and it's intercepted. And then falling down was on the return, but still it's going to be the Cougars football as that ball ended up in the hands of Bilal Muhammad.
Well, and Chance Carroll, number 9, is the one who really gets in there and makes a play on the ball, and that ball pops right up. Muhammad able to get in there, and the old tip ball drill. Let's see. And Lil John fires that ball in there, and I thought the receiver, but no, Chance Carroll gets in there, and what does it ricochet off the leg, off the shin there? Yeah. I'm almost wondering if that was a little intentional there. Hey, let me kick this ball up. Any way you can tip it up in the air. But let's see if we can see if it's intentional. It was kind of a headsy play, but let's see. I mean, the way I didn't see before, but when he kicks that ball off the shin, it gets a real good hop, and it's almost like Muhammad was expecting, like they practiced that, Jeff. Let me kick it to my teammate here. See, here we go. LeJohn stepping in, firing. Here's a good look at it. Yeah, I mean, he swings that leg around. I'm wondering if he really
wanted the interception. He wanted it.
Yeah, but when he realized he couldn't get to it, he's like, hey, let me flip it up to one to see if one of my guys can get it.
And that has been something that this Karr defense has done very well this year, has been forcing turnovers, and they've been scoring a lot of points this season on defense. They've had games where they've been with pick sixes or returning fumbles. A little bit different defense this year for the Cougars. They got more defensive backs out on the field, and it's paid off with creating turnovers. Kind of the team model defensively is going hunting. They're looking for interceptions. They're hunting for turnovers, and they get the first one of the night. Here's a potentially key injury for McDonogh 35 as Jalen Jackson limps off the field. He has been a force on that defensive line for the Roneagles tonight.
Yeah, don't want to lose him. He's going to be he's been a key already, and obviously you see they're able to walk off on his own power, so that's a good sign, and we're getting close to the half here, 3 minutes to go, so hopefully they can get him attended to and back into this football game.
2nd down and 3 for the Cougars as they have the football in 35 territory. Here we go, handoff right up the middle. Jackson, not much running room as McDonogh 35 closed in quickly on that one.
Well, you got to credit 35 for making some adjustments during the half because they were really getting gashed at the outset of this game. 6-7 yards a pop between Antoine and Jackson, and they've really kind of keyed in on this and, you know, begin to slow this running attack down.
You look at 3rd down conversions and a pickup there for the Cougars as Ronnie Jackson has the 1st down to the 32. Gain of about 6.
And you see them more in a hurry up, and they want to hurry up because they want to continue running the football here.
So they mark it at the 29. And more of Ahmad Antoine.
Those two backs really look good. I mean, you know, Antoine seems like he's as comfortable running that football as Jackson, and I talk about a double-headed monster coming at you.
2nd down and short. Antoine gets another carry, and there they go again, up the middle, finding a lot of running room there. And another 1st down for the Cougars as we're under 2 minutes to go in this half.
Well, Coach Bryce Brown is saying, hey, you're going to have to take this running game away. If not, we're just going to keep pounding at you. Nothing fancy here. You're going to have to commit more guys because we believe mano a mano, we can run it right down your throat. Let's see if 35 tries to bring more people around the line of scrimmage, more men in the box to slow this running game down. They have no safety right now. Everybody's in the box or either on a man.
And then Perry takes it to the outside, and he's into the end zone.
What a call there by Bryce Brown, and probably a design keeper there by Perry. They saw more people crashing down in the box, all the linebackers moving up and running that read option, and we've seen him do this a couple of times tonight. Skylar Perry using his legs, and I tell you what, when he decides, you see right there, just reading that in, reading number 44, and as soon as he crashes down, Skylar Perry realizes there's nothing but green, and he's got the acceleration to get that ball up the field in a hurry, and that time into the end zone.
Tyreek Smith unable to keep outside containment. And the extra point is good, but there are 2 flags down in the end zone.
You don't say. Not 1, but 2. Let's see if we can figure out what happened on the extra point here. Well, they're declining it, or probably taking it on the kickoff.
Think of on the defense.
Ball right here, ball.
So too many men on the field, I suppose, for McDonogh 35.
Well, are they considering going for this, try to make it? Let's see here. No, they're lining up to kick it here.
Yeah.
Gee, you might get all my gang in here, man. Get all the gang in here. But you know I'm doing something. It's all enough.
Trent Lewis on the hold. That kick is good. 1:43 to go before halftime, and the Karr Cougars, the defending champs in 4A, playing like champions tonight.
Well, and just reading Tyreek Smith, and, you know, right there with the read, you didn't see the defensive end there, but number 44, Tyreek Smith for 35, just got caught moving down, and good read by Skylar Perry, taking around the end and getting into the end zone for the touchdown.
Let's look at the scoring drive.
Good job, Larry, boy.
5 plays, 45 yards as they turn a turnover into 7 points.
Good job, Fat Bitch.
First turnover of the night.
Doing good, man.
So, pivotal point here in the game, Jason. McDonogh 35 obviously getting the ball here. They will also get the ball to start the second half. You score a touchdown here, score a touchdown at the beginning of the second half. We got ourselves a ball game again.
Yeah, and obviously you want to try to at least get some points up there. Minute 43, so you don't have a lot of time to do it. You've got one timeout left, so you're going to have some confidence in your quarterback, little John Howard. He played all last year. He's thrown for a good amount of yardage last year and as well as this year. So, they should be willing to unleash him and let him try to force the ball down the field.
Aaron Foster finally has it teed up. And it falls off the tee. I mentioned earlier there is really no wind here at Gormley Stadium.
Yeah. An interesting tee there is using a little lower than normal, and it looked like the extra point kicker's not even kicking off of a tee, kicking off the ground.
Taken from the 13. Lawrence Keys up to the 36-yard line.
Well, that was a shoestring away from breaking it, and Jeff, another one of your friends shows up here.
Oh, boy.
Man, we're going to have to count up the penalties here at the half, but I'll tell you what, both teams have committed several. This is a real backbreaker. I mean, you can't have, if it's going to go against 35, you have a chance to get field position in an area where you're comfortable, having your quarterback throw the ball, and you get pinned back here. Just not what you want on a less than 2-minute drive here.
Personal foul, number 53, during the return, 15 yards. First down.
Yeah, you just can't have that. I mean, you're thinking, okay, 35, 40-yard line, we're willing to toss the ball around a little bit. Now you're at your own 15, your whole mindset changes. It's more about, I don't want to turn the ball over with 1 minute and 30 seconds left and possibly give Karr an opportunity to score more points.
Griffin will dot the I. Tillman the fullback. Howard underneath center, 4-down lineman for Karr. Play action fake as Howard rolls out into the flat. It's caught by Tillman. Tillman trying to turn upfield, and a nice open field tackle though.
That was a great tackle there. I think that was Chance Carroll in on the tackle, but Tillman had one guy to beat, and he really would have turned this thing up. Still a good positive play on first down, but I mean, one tackle here, and he would have been able to get a whole bunch of yards out there. Boy, they had blockers out there for him.
2nd and 4. Howard to Griffin on the carry. I think he stopped shy of the first down. Austin Kent.
Yeah, they got to hurry up here. They got to get the first down and get these chains moving. They're taking off an awful lot of time.
I think they're content going into the locker room down the 15 and just regrouping at halftime, Jason.
Yeah, if they're huddling up here, obviously no sense of urgency. And that's the whole difference that penalty makes up there about the 35, 40-yard line. They may have opened it up, but this deep in their own territory, you're just scared to take chances. Game could slip away from you on one play.
Howard will throw on 3rd and short. Thought about going deep, and Keys drops another one.
Wow, you just don't expect that out of Keys. And this ball is delivered to Keys in stride. And honestly, if he catches this ball here, he may have had a chance to make a move and really get upfield, but just doesn't catch it. I mean, this ball is thrown right there for him. No interference from the helmet that time. And I mean, he's catching it in stride. Boy, another missed opportunity there.
35 will punt it away again. Johnson. Now you got to be careful here. The last thing you want is a punt return for a touchdown. Last week when McDonogh 35 played Karen Crow, they had a punt that was blocked for a touchdown. Devin Busch, he's explosive in the return game. And Busch is going to have a chance. Well, he kind of fell down at the 39, and with 8 seconds left, let's see what the Cougars decide to do.
See if they take a shot. That's when you like to have that old rugby punt. You can get it on the ground and kill all the seconds, the last remaining seconds off the clock. But obviously, Cougars here, now get a chance, but you see Coach Brown has taken the headset off, and it looks like Jessica's ready to grab him if she needs to.
Run right up the middle, Ronnie Jackson. And Jackson just staying on his feet before he's finally out of bounds. Only one, and there's still 1 second on the clock.
Got a second, and I'll tell you what, I mean, they're at about the 35, 40 yard line, and you know, I would probably give it a whole heave-ho if you can, and try to see if you can get a Hail Mary there in the end zone.
Conversation here between the officials. Now a penalty on Karr.
After the play, personal foul, 2.
Wow.
15 yards. Still first.
Well, this is a neighborhood game. These are two teams where the players know each other. East Bank versus West Bank. And a little trash talking there for Ronnie Jackson cost his team 15 yards. Jackson and Fouché, too.
I don't know about that one.
Former college football, future college football players.
I think that's one where you got to understand the nature of this game, and it's going to be a little jaw-jacking, but just don't put your hands on anybody.
That does it for the first half. An impressive first half for the defending 4A champion Cougars as they lead McDonogh 35, 21-6. As Bryce Brown's team running the football well, and McDonogh 35 offensively, other than just one drive, just hasn't been able to do much against this Cougars D. Let's send it down to the field, and Jessica.
Coach, your defense holding McDonogh 35 to only 6 points and coming up with a big interception to add to your lead. How would you assess what they've been able to do?
Yeah, you know what? We got the ball on the ground. We ain't come up with a fumble here in the red zone. We got to capitalize on that because McDonogh 35 capitalized and scored on the next play. We got a lot of pre-snap and post-snap penalties. We got to clean that up. We're going to fix it at halftime.
What's going to be your message to your team right now?
We got to keep playing physical football. We got to run the ball, and we got to spread them out a little bit and take some quick game throws.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Jeff.
All right, Bryce Brown and the Karr Cougars up 21-6, despite the efforts from Joe Fouché. We'll have our halftime show when we come back on Game Time.
You're watching the National High School Football Game of the Week. Join us all fall long for tomorrow's classics today, only on YurView.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 400,000 hotspots. So you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Action.
Comedy. Horror.
Speak.
Drama.
Find. Feel. This is the all-new Contour from Cox. It's cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
Hey, little man. I'm your new house. Come on in. This is gonna be great. Watch what we can do together. Lights. Ta-da! Locks. Not bad, huh? Oh, and this. I've been saving this for you. You take care of the universe, I'll take care of you.
Cox Home Life, home security and automation.
You're watching the National High School Football Game of the Week. Join us all fall long for tomorrow's classics today, only on YurView.
(21-6) is our score as the Edna Karr Cougars leading the McDonogh 35 Roneagles at halftime. As Karr scored the first 2 touchdowns in this game, and then McDonogh got on the board. But Karr finished out the scoring in the first half with another touchdown there ground game has been powerful tonight, and their defense has been stout. It's that time in our broadcast to introduce you to our Teachers and Scholars of the Week. And for that presentation, we send it back down to the field in Jessica Province.
Jeff, thanks so much. You're exactly right. It's not always about X's and O's. We talk about the classroom, too, here on this broadcast. I've got Kendall Johnson and Kirsten Sanchez, both from Karr, our Student and Teacher of the Week. Kendall, I'm going to start with you. Obviously a football player, but you obviously can balance it in the classroom as well. I believe you're in the top 10, maybe top 5 in your class. Tell me a little bit about how you balance that.
Well, it all started with my parents. They encourage me at home. They tell me it's books before ball. So if you put your book before your ball, it all going to balance out. How we're going to feel, how we're going to classroom is going to correspond together. And I thank my parents, my teachers, and my coach because they pushed me to be the person I am today.
That's huge. Well, I'm going to take their tips for my child as she's growing up. And you have a twin on the football field with you. What is it like to share that partnership with your brother?
That's something I cherish the most because a lot of kids they don't get a chance to play with their brother. And I love my brother to death, and I'm thankful to have a chance to play with him every day. Every day we grind it out every day at home. You know, sometimes we might fuss, but I love him to death. I love playing with my brother, man. It's one of the best feelings ever.
What about your favorite part of Karr?
The family. It's about family at Karr. No man left behind. Everybody is accounted for, and they teach you leadership and responsibility at Karr. So I think my coaches, once again, my teachers, family, it's one big family at Karr. I love it.
Kendall, congratulations to you. Switching gears now to our Teacher of the Week, I have Miss Kirsten Sanchez. Kirsten, what grade do you teach?
I teach 9th grade English.
Very good. Okay, why 9th grade? Those are some young kids coming in.
Yeah, they are pretty young, but I really like teaching 9th grade because they're really fun, and it's their first year of high school, so they're really excited to just get into it and to learn. So it's really, once I foster a relationship with them and they trust me, I can get them to learn anything. So it's a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy it.
And what about your classroom? What makes your classroom unique?
I think in my classroom that makes it stand out is that we do a lot of cooperative learning in my class. So I'm all about group work. You can ask anybody at any time. You'll see my groups. My classroom is set up in desks of 4 or in pairs to do some sharing. So I think that really helps a lot because they learn a lot from each other just as much as they learn from me. So.
What about your favorite part of Karr? Kendall mentioned the family environment, and I get that feel as well. Would you say that's what stands out to you?
Yeah, I mean, Karr, we are a family, and it's great, and all of our programs are great, too. Like, who would want to go to school with a great band like this? Like, Team Bust 'em Up. Like, we have to. I love it. All of it.
Well, congratulations on your award. All right, Jeff, we're coming back up to you to talk more X's and O's.
Thanks a lot, Jessica. Right now, the Edna Karr Marching Band putting on a good performance here at Ted Gormley Stadium. Well, one of the top players for this Karr team is Devin Busch. We had a chance to do a profile on him and learn more about number 5 for the Cougars. Let's roll the tape.
My name is Devin Busch. I attend Edna Karr High School. I'm a junior and I play cornerback. I'm a great team player. I just play fast. The ball in the air, I tag it. That's how I make all my plays. Edna Karr is second to none. That's one thing about it. Our football team, we drive off of pride and family. It hype us up, but I guess it intimidates the other team, but it's really for us. We love doing it. It's an amazing feeling when you hear that band in a crowd and you see your teammates jumping around. It's just amazing. I have LSU, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Kansas, Mississippi State, and a lot of others. Right now, my top 4 would be LSU, Georgia, Tennessee, and Florida, but no order. Coach Brown is a loving person to his team. Anything that we need, he's there for us. We need to talk, he's there. He's open to us, and that's what matters. If we want to be like anybody, we want to be like him. What I want to accomplish this season, me and my teammates get back to the Dome, win the state championship, go back-to-back.
Takes to the skies. First pass is intercepted. And Busch was thinking about the end zone. Warren Easton is not going to stop Devin Busch.
Well, the Edna Karr Cougars leading at 21-6. We'll take a look at first half highlights and stats when we come back. This is Game Time on YurView.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 400,000 hotspots. So you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Action.
Comedy. Horror.
Speak.
Drama.
Find. Feel. This is the all-new Contour from Cox. It's cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
Your home telephone is still your most reliable connection to the world. But you don't want to be bothered by unwanted calls from people you don't know or telemarketers. Cox Digital Telephone offers a variety of call handling features so you can know who's calling, accept or reject calls, and protect your privacy. With Cox Digital Telephone, you're in control. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
You're watching the National High School Football Game of the Week. Join us all fall long for tomorrow's classics today, only on YurView.
Crystal clear night for high school football in New Orleans at Tad Gormley Stadium as the Edna Karr Cougars leading the McDonogh 35 Roneagles 21-6 at half. Jeff Palermo along with Jason DeQuire. Edna Karr comes into this game with a lot to prove, even though they're defending champs. And I say that because McDonogh 35, at least by the media's perception, they're the #1 ranked team in Class 4A. But the way Karr came out here tonight and established the running game and played solid defense, I think they're telling everyone around the state, hey, we're still the class of Class 4A.
Yeah, don't count us out yet, you know. And obviously they came into the game with a chip on their shoulder, wanted to prove that they still belong, and they wanted to impose their will and be physical. And they came out the game and did that from the gates by establishing the run. It wasn't just Jackson, it was Antoine, and really getting that running game going. But, you know, McDonogh 35 has begun to slow that run game down a little bit and has had some opportunities. They get the ball first at the outset of the half, and hopefully they can get a score and get back into this thing.
Well, let's look at our first half highlights from this one as Karr was on the move early in this football game. And they got into the end zone. It's Ronnie Jackson, the first of 3 rushing touchdowns for the Cougars. And then here's Antoine, who rushed for over 100 yards, 7 carries for 117. A long touchdown run here as he outruns the McDonogh 35 defense, and Karr was up 14-0. McDonogh 35 finally got it going and actually turned to defensive back, turned Wildcat quarterback Joe Fouché, but this interception will result in 7 more points for the Karr Cougars, and punching it in this time is quarterback Skylar Perry, who did a nice game, had a nice first half running that Karr offense. Let's look at the stats. Over 200 yards rushing for Edna Karr. They have not needed to throw the football at all. The turnover's big, leading to 7 points for Edna Karr. And you see the numbers, huge first half there for Antoine with 117 yards rushing. Meanwhile, McDonogh 35's leading rusher, who's averaging 11 yards a carry, just 38 yards in that first half. So for McDonogh 35, they're going to get the ball first, as you mentioned, in the second half. It's almost getting to the point where that's a must-score drive.
Yeah, and 2 big stats that didn't show up in there The 2 drop passes by Lawrence Keys. Had he caught one of them, it was a clear touchdown. Had another chance right before the end of the half. So they're going to have to make those plays when they're there to will themselves back into this football game.
Can't make those kind of mistakes when you're taking on the defending champions in 4A. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll look at some of the other big games around the state of Louisiana and across the country. This is Game Time on YurView.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 400,000 hotspots. So you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Your home telephone is still your most reliable connection to the world. But you don't want to be bothered by unwanted calls from people you don't know or telemarketers. Cox Digital Telephone offers a variety of call handling features so you can know who's calling, accept or reject calls, and protect your privacy. With Cox Digital Telephone, you're in control. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Action.
Comedy. Horror.
Speak.
Drama.
Find. Feel. This is the all-new Contour from Cox. It's cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
You're watching the National High School Football Game of the Week. Join us all fall long for tomorrow's classics today, only on YurView.
Halftime from Tad Gormley Stadium as Edna Karr leading McDonogh 35, 21-6 as we're kicking off week 6 of the high school football season in Louisiana with one of the best games on the schedule here in the Bayou State. Let's take a look at some of the key games around the country. Well, first of all, here in Louisiana, my fault on that. Catholic versus Sanoma. The Gators 5-0 taking on the Catholic Bears in that contest. Sanoma number 4 in the 5A power ratings. Another good 5A matchup. West Monroe taking on Ruston. Ruston beat Neville earlier this season. The Rebels have looked really good, ranked number 1 by the Louisiana Sports Writers Association in 5A. Also in North Louisiana, Union Parish taking on Richwood as Union Parish number 13 in the 4A power ratings. Hidari Cesar, the TCU commit for Richwood. He's a good one. And then back down in South Louisiana, Donaldsonville 5-0. First time that they have had a undefeated record this late in the season in the Wild. They'll be taking on St. James, a good matchup in 4A. Those 4 games all tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And then 2 games in our Cox markets around the country. First, Bishop McGinnis and Carl Aber. This is a rematch of a championship game in Oklahoma last year, won by Carl Albert. So 2 district rivals going at it once again. A couple of star running backs in this game. Carl Albert's Dadrian Taylor and McGinnis's Dominic Richardson. And then in Arizona, Perry versus Chandler. You see Perry is undefeated, but they have lost 5 straight games to the Chandler Wolves, who have a great running back in Drake Anderson. Drake Anderson has not played the last 2 seasons because of injuries, or hasn't played much, but this season, his senior year, he stayed healthy. He's rushed for nearly 1,000 yards and has 18 total touchdowns on the year. So a great, great high school football, not only in Louisiana, but across the country. Go out and watch some if you have an opportunity on Friday. There's Lawrence Keys for McDonogh 35. He's their top wide receiver, and he's a guy that a lot of schools are taking a look at. We have a profile on Keys, and let's roll the tape.
My name is Lawrence Keys. I'm a student athlete at McDonogh 35 High School. I'm in the 12th grade, and I play wide receiver. Expectations are very high, for me as an athlete. They expected me to do like great things on the field and also off the field as a player. As a leader, like not only for my position, but for the whole team, you have to do what you have to do on and off the field. And when you're on the field, work hard, do everything, don't cheat yourself, do everything you have to do because it'll all catch back up to you. Top athlete, so college, I'm actually like preparing myself right now on this level, like to actually get myself ready for college, and because I know once you get from this level to that level, it's a whole nother step in life. Football in this community is very big because everyone loves football, and it's like once like they see you, they like, oh, when y'all next game is. Oh, I can't wait to see you cut up tonight. It's like everybody love it and they love watching it. Every game is a game we look to dominate our opponent because we can't underestimate no one, look above no one. So every game is like a rival to us, and we have to do what we have to do. And it's gonna be a big show every game.
Lawrence Keys, we'll see if he's able to make some big plays in the second half. His teammates need him. McDonogh 35 down by 15. Second half kickoff coming up from Tad Gormley Stadium.
With On Demand from Cox Advanced TV, there's more exciting entertainment available on your TV than ever before. Hit movies and hot new releases, tons of free TV shows, concerts and music videos, and access to huge libraries of premium channel series, movies, and more. Press the On Demand button on your remote and you're ready to go, all on your schedule, right at home. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
If there's one thing we love, it's watching TV. But did you know you can also watch on the go with TV everywhere? It's included at no extra charge as part of your Cox TV subscription. Watch live TV and on-demand content anywhere. Your favorite shows, movies, sports, and more. On network websites or by downloading TV network apps to your tablet or phone. On the go? Keep watching with TV everywhere. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 400,000 hotspots. So you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Just a couple of minutes away before we begin the second half with Edna Karr leading McDonogh 35, 21-6. Both of these teams trying to get to 5-1 on the season. Jessica Province caught up with Wayne Reese as they exited the locker room. Jessica, tell us what Coach Reese told his team at halftime.
Well, he said that his offense needs to score. They're going 3 and out too many times and not capitalizing when they're given the opportunity. He said his defense is doing pretty well, but if his offense can't get back into this game, then it's not going to be one for them. Jeff?
Well, McDonogh averaging 34 points a game offensively this season, but there's been enough miscues in that first half which have hurt them from putting up more points here. I mean, here you got an extra point that sails wide right, which could have made it 14-7. Drop passes, a couple of them by Lawrence Keys. This one was for 6. It's off his face mask, though. And then here's another one as they go to Keys over the middle. Little John Howard fed him the ball right where you want it, but Keys unable to make the grab. And Wayne Reese hoping those miscues are a thing of the past, at least for this game.
Well, I've been coaching a long time, and at the end of the day, as you coach more years, you keep it simple. And basically said, we need more offense, Jeff. I mean, that's what they got to do. And Saw a couple of those miscues there.
Edna Karr winning a state championship a season ago. That was the third in program history. First since 2012, which was won by Jamar Jaluk and that Karr team. But there's the celebration as it was an upset, knocking off the Neville Tigers. Neville was considered a team that should win the state championship game for a third consecutive year, but Karr had other things in mind. They had a great group of players a season ago. Racy McMath, Eldon Clark, who's now redshirting in Arkansas State. Just a great group of players. And Bryce Brown, he's been to the state championship game the last 2 seasons. He was joking with us before the game. He's like, I hope I don't have to use my coach's card to get to the Dome this year and watch the championships. He would rather be invited.
Yeah, playing a bit coy there. He knows he's got a club that can get him there, but you know, they got to keep improving as well. But I suspect they'll make a run here.
Well, McDonogh 35, they can set the tone in the second half right here with a good drive. Again, this is a senior-laden McDonogh 35 team. You got 28 of them. They've had this game circled ever since losing to Karr in the semifinals of the playoffs last year. It's really the third meeting between these two teams in the last calendar year. Karr has won 9 consecutive games in the battle of the Best Bank, East Bank versus West Bank.
And that's shocking. With all the seniors, I was thinking that, you know, they would be the group to have the fewer mistakes.
Right.
But obviously 35 with the miscues.
Well, Lawrence Keys can make up for it by a nice return as Aaron Foster kicks it away. It's a squib kick. Makes it all the way down to the 25-yard line. Fouché on the return. Good pursuit of the football by Karr and some hard contact on the near sidelines. So here's a look at the ring that Edna Karr received for winning the state championship. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, it fits with the city, too, the Mardi Gras colors, huh?
Yeah.
I bet you they had a few Mardi Gras parties after that deal. That's a special deal to be able to win a state title, something you will never forget.
You see the 4, I don't know if that's star. I'm not a jewelry kind of guy, but for 4A and then the 3 for the third state championship in program history. 1st and 10 at the 31. Quick pass to the far side, and it dropped again. Lawrence Keys can't handle it tonight.
Well, this one's not all on him, but you still expect Keys to make these kind of catches. This one was definitely sailing high and on a rope, and so, you know, tough catch to make, but those are catches that he's capable of still pulling in.
Well, for Lil John Howard, not a very impressive first half. 4 of 12 for 34 yards. Last year against Karr, he threw for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. And last week in a win against Carencro, he threw for 3 touchdowns and over 200 yards. Been very quiet in this game. Eddie Tillman's been quiet too. Gets around the end, tight ropes the sideline for a little bit, and a manageable 3rd down coming up here for McDonogh 35.
And no flag, so that's a good sign. And, you know, Tillman has really impressed me. He looks like a big, strong, obviously fast runner, able to get to the edges and you know, get upfield. And so, obviously, after that run, it's opportunity here in short yardage to pick up a 1st down, keep these chains moving. They really need to keep this drive alive here.
Well, Lil John Howard's the sturdy wheel of this offense. Can he direct him to a come-from-behind victory? Under all kinds of pressure, and he goes down. The Cougars came after him. There were 3 of them there. And a 3-and-out for Karr. Ronell Burbank, I think, was the first guy there, the senior, the McNeese State commitment.
Yeah, you see Burbank there, and, you know, in the shotgun trying to battle, but you can see right there Burbank had the offensive line, number 59, Jadarius Collins, beat from the snap. And if you don't get that initial block, get those hands out in front of you, then it's trouble the rest of the way. Obviously, Burbank getting back there and making it. See Burbank all smiles. He's had a big game already. Been in that backfield a couple times tonight.
And the punt is muffed. It's on the ground, and did McDonogh 35 get it?
Well, the sideline's going crazy like they did, and again, another muff punt. I mean, these returners, we've seen it all season long. You know, not sure whether to field it, get away from it.
Caleb Ezador, I think, recovered that, and it's going to be McDonogh 35 football.
Here it goes, just, you know, unable to get into position to field the ball. And boy, Ezador's been all over loose balls tonight. I think that's about the third fumble recovery he's come up with tonight.
Well, big break for McDonogh 35. Can they capitalize early in the third quarter?
Yeah, he had the key one earlier to keep their touchdown scoring drive alive. And Tillman fumbled and able to jump on the football.
So each team now has turned it over once. Tillman nowhere to run.
Yeah,
the Cougars are all over them.
That's blown up from the start. They've got to get some they've got to get their offensive line kind of working together here, because right now they are just getting dominated by that defensive front.
Byron Green, a senior defensive lineman there, number 47. He looks like a physical specimen. Jeez.
Yeah, you think?
He's not even listed as a starter. Was there a flag on the play, too?
No foul against the offense. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
Not sure what the personal foul is all about, but that is another mistake that McDonogh 35 has to try to avoid if they want to get in this game.
Yeah, particularly these dead ball fouls. And we all know the intensity is high. They know the kids across the ball from them, but you gotta keep your composure here so that you have an opportunity to keep your team in the football game.
The other thing, it's a dead ball penalty, so you count the play, then you back it up 15 more yards. So it's first down at 29 from the 32. They run the draw, and it goes nowhere.
They can't block Burbank right now, and he's feeling it. You see him over there. I mean, from the snap, he's in the backfield.
Corey Boudreaux was back there as well, another reserve lineman.
Yeah, looking from here, I didn't know if it was 99 or 90.
Burbank was back there too.
Yeah, yeah. And when those jerseys are so tight on them, you can't see if that's a 9-0 or 9-9. But I tell you what, they're just blowing up that that offensive front for 35 right now.
It'll be third down in a big parking lot here. They got to get all the way to the Karr 40. So 3rd and 30. They get the pass completed to Clark. Dedrick Clark up to the 41, a gain of 10, but well short of the first down as he was covered up on the play by Chance Carroll.
Well, and it's smart defense there by the Cougars. You know it's 3rd and a mile, and the key there is just keep the football in front of you. 35 plays it a little bit safe, just trying to get it out in the playmaker's hand into space. Good initial move there, but obviously the help is coming here. The whole cavalry shows up and able to stop them well short of the change, probably about another 20 yards to go.
Another 3 and out for that McDonogh 35 offense. Busch handles the punt there, but he was tackled immediately by Glenn Brown.
Yeah, that's a big-time tackle there by Glenn Brown.
That was impressive.
Yeah, he's a smaller defensive back, but I tell you what, he makes plays all over the field. And here you go. When you talk about just good coverage, not allowing the return man to get going, great job, Glenn Brown.
Glenn Brown recovered 9 fumbles last season. You know how hard that is? First down and 10 at the 33. Perry takes the snap, looks to his left, and the southpaw throws that direction, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of Anthony Spurlock.
Well, and guess who's over there?
Fuchsia.
Yes, he is. That guy's all over the field.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's 3 or 4 number 7s out there, but I mean, anywhere the ball goes, that's where he is, and a lot of times he kind of plays that little rover position. Sometimes he's lined up in man coverage. Other times he's just getting to the football.
And here's more of Ahmad Antoine, close to the first down.
Uh-oh, Fouché made the tackle, and he's out on the field. He's shaking up. He just had to put his cape on, huh?
Yeah.
Well, he's looking like a stinger. That's what I was worried about. He may have to come out for a play. You can see where he gets him. This is often where, a little stinger in that shoulder. Watch him fly in there, right there at the end.
3rd and 1, and it's picked up on the first down as Antoine able to hang on to the football to the 46. 12-yard gain that time for the junior.
Well, it's early still in the 3rd quarter, but, you hate to say they can't allow Karr to put up any more points, or the game begins to be a little bit harder to get back into here.
Antoine breaks a couple tackles, and he almost gets another first down, another 9-yard gain for the junior running back.
Well, and they're feeling that they're wearing them down. You see they're picking up the pace here, continuing to feed the running backs, and they're lined up, ready to go. And, the 35 defensive linemen kind of have their hands on their hips, and they're just going to keep pounding this thing right at them.
2nd and 1. Jackson, he has the first down. Big hit at the 31, brings him down.
Well, that time they tried to bring Glenn Brown on a blitz and get Jackson in the backfield, but he ran right through. Watch number 2 come into your backfield real quick right there, but unable to make the tackle. And cool, that's a collision right there.
Kendall Santiago and Jackson colliding, but the Cougars continue to move the chains as Jackson gets it to the outside.
Great tackle.
That is a great tackle, and there's more of Kendall Santiago.
Well, that's how you come up and play the run, and they're bringing the run. And so those defensive backs, their assignment, Santiago's got to come up and look right here as he gets ready to go north and south. Before he can get those shoulders square, he pins him to the ground. That is exactly how you do it.
Perry keeps it, gets hit though immediately, falls forward. Janae McCann, who really played well against Karen Crow, a sophomore defensive lineman, on the stop. 4 new starters on that D-line for the Roneagles, but all of them played last year, but they have been pushed around in this one.
Well, good job by McCann, staying in his lane, not allowing Perry to get on the outside and make a big play there.
3rd down and 6. Man, Antoine, they just can't stop him. He continues another big gain of about 13.
Well, and it's Antoine, and then it's Jackson, and then it's Perry getting in on the action. And 35 just not sure who's going to get the ball back there and whether they're going to run inside or outside, or the quarterback's going to keep it. And they really have them on their heels right now.
Perry now to the left.
Ooh.
He gets hammered.
Wow.
Big hit. Glenn Brown came up and laid the wood.
Well, you talk about being erased. Yeah, when Perry comes around the corner next time, I tell you what, he's going to have his head looking around a little bit. But you can see here, you knew this was coming, but here, is that?
Wow.
Boy, that is bringing it.
There was a penalty on the play, I believe. So they're marching backwards. So the ball's at the 24.
Well, you got a chance here. You moved them back. Fresh set of downs, but here's where on first down, you got to dig in, and you can't let them get any kind of momentum on this down right here. You got to try to limit them to just a couple of yards.
From the 24. McDonogh showing blitz, and they bring extra personnel. Oh, on the slant pattern it was there, but incomplete to Anthony Spurlock.
Well, and Spurlock we haven't called a lot either. That's their big-time playmaker. They're all-world wide receiver, and here they had him, and Spurlock drops this one. So now they've exchanged drops, and that's a touchdown. That is a touchdown.
Was it tipped at the line here? Yes, it was, but
yeah, that's a ball you still got to catch. You're going to expect it was tipped a little bit there, but didn't really change the trajectory much. You're going to expect Spurlock to make that play.
New ball carrier in there for Karr.
Well, here you go. Here's your down.
Alante Nettles on the carry.
You got about 3rd and 15.
Glenn Brown, he's been all over the place as well.
And you're probably going to have to stop him twice. You know, I get the sense that Coach Brown, even if he doesn't pick it all up on this play, he may go for it on 4th down, try to put this game away.
3rd down and 15. It's been a long drive for the Cougars. They've pounded the ball on the ground the whole way down. Flag. Movement on the line. This is going to back Karr up 5 yards, I believe.
Ball off. Still 3rd down.
Well, it is 4 down territory for Karr, so they don't have to get it all here. But they got to get down to the 4-yard line, so it's 3rd down and 20.
I'll tell you what, these 35 defensive backs are playing, wow, 10, 15 yards off the slot receiver here. Well, now they're coming up a little bit more press coverage, but they keep backing off of them.
Perry throws, and it's complete.
Yeah, they're giving that up. They're giving that underneath stuff up, and Coach Brown says, look, I'll take those 10 yards, and now I only need another 10 for the 1st down, but 35 was clearly playing to keep the ball in front of him.
Michael Corner on the catch here.
You can see here, well off of the receivers, plenty of time to make their route, and there's nobody within 5-6 yards of Connor making that catch.
Santiago, another big hit for McDonogh 35. 4th down and 11.
And now the coverage is much tighter.
Perry will throw again. Chased out of the pocket. Looking downfield to the end zone, batted around, and it is called, I believe, for a touchdown.
Wow, when the tips.
And it is. Touchdown Cougars.
When the ball's just not going your way, it's just not going your way. You thought that 35 had this play completely snuffed out and had an opportunity, putting pressure on the quarterback, putting pressure on Perry, and throws back across his body, and it goes through the hands of 2 35 defenders. Watch this, they got pressure coming here, and throws back across his body and through the hands of 2 of them. And bam, just right into Simmons' hands. What a gift there. But when the ball is just not falling your way, and that was a 4th down play too, so all you got to do is bat it down and it's your ball. And good concentration by Simmons. Don't want to take anything away from him, but that's a play that those 35 defensive backs have to make.
Lucky number 7 touchdown pass of the season for Skylar Perry. Kelvin Simmons gets into the end zone, and Karr now leads it by 22. This is Game Time on YurView.
You're watching the National High School Football Game of the Week. Join us all fall long for tomorrow's classics today, only on YurView.
Hey, little man, I'm your new house. Come on in. This is gonna be great. Watch what we can do together. Lights. Ta-da! Locks. Not bad, huh? Oh, and this. I've been saving this for you. You take care of the universe, I'll take care of you.
Cox Home Life, home security and automation.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 400,000 hotspots. So you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Kelvin Simmons gets into the end zone on a ball that 2 McDonogh 35 players could have easily intercepted on 4th down. And the Karr Cougars have opened up a 22-point lead. McDonogh 35 needs to get it going. They got the ball in the right person's hands, but Fouché is going to be taken down at the 27 as Edna Karr playing inspired football. Malik Lofton on the tackle on the kickoff coverage team as we look at the scoring drive. Kelvin Simmons getting into the end zone. That coach is pretty animated. Does he know that Karr is up by 22?
Yeah, look, they're never happy until the game's over and you got a W in the category. Got a player down. Hopefully that's not a serious injury on the kickoff there.
Well, we've seen a bunch of rushing touchdowns in this game, but we got our first passing TD, and it's going to be our delivery of the game. Has Skylar Perry living right on this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is one where the coaches say, oh, not back across your body, but at the end of the day, it's 4th down, so you got to get rid of the football. Good heads-up play there by Perry, knowing that he doesn't have another down. And, I mean, when the ball's just bouncing right, it goes between 2 hands, McDonogh 35, and that's when you just got to know the situation, knock that ball down, don't try to intercept it, and get the ball back to your offense.
Injured player is Darian Jenkins. Hopefully he'll be able to return.
I tell you what, I've been impressed with Perry. I mean, he doesn't try to do too much. He plays within his game. He's got this Karr offense kind of running in a smooth tempo, and when he's had opportunities to make the throws, he's been able to complete some passes.
1st and 10 at the 27. Lil John Howard. Check it to the sidelines. Tillman in the backfield with him. Under 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Here's Tillman left side. Tillman's got a hole, and Tillman might go all the way.
Not going to catch it.
Tillman to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown.
Well,
touchdown, Roneagles.
And he broke the tape at the end. Hey, when that guy gets out in the open field, it's done. You're not going to catch Tillman. And if there is something they needed, we were just talking about it, Jeff, at the break, that they needed a kickoff return. They didn't get the kickoff return, but almost the next best thing, the first play of the drive, Tillman takes it to the house. And, you know, when you're talking about a track guy and he gets in the open field, I mean, look at that form. I mean, he's I don't even know if he knows the football's in his hand. He's just, man, he's getting after it, and that's a big-time run there.
I thought Quindell Johnson had the angle on him.
No.
I was wrong. 73 yards for Eddie Tillman, his 5th touchdown run of the season.
Boy, that is timely, timely, timely. They needed that just when things were looking kind of maybe out of hand here. It puts them right back possibly within 2 scores.
They'll go for 2. Jordan Griffin now in the backfield, joining Howard. Trips to the right. Keys is the wide receiver to the near side. Howard throws and incomplete. He got hit as he threw it. The bad part, the Karr offense is coming back out on the field for if you're a McDonogh 35 fan.
Yeah. They've got to, you see Reese there, head down. A little disappointed there, but look, you got a big score. You got an opportunity, but you're going to have to slow this running game down if you're going to have any shot. And if that means selling out a little bit, you're going to have to sell out, put your DBs out there on an island with some receivers, but you got to get in the backfield, make some plays. Been a lively atmosphere here. Yeah, a little 35 and Karr there, and I tell you what, both of these bands, a lively atmosphere here at Tag Gormley. Both of these bands, you can see them right there above. They have not stopped playing.
Karr kickoff return team breaks its huddle. Too early for an onside kick. 3:46 left to go in the 3rd. But you never know. Looks like the hands team is in there for the Cougars anyways. As Wendell Johnson has it teed up. And there's a whistle. Probably offsides, I guess. Yes, flag on the far side.
Offsides, the kicking team, 5 yards. Free kick.
Well, I'm kind of questioning why the 2-point conversion. I mean, why not just, you know, kick the field goal or the extra point?
Stay within 15.
Yeah, it's kind of baffling to me. We've got somebody who can kick extra points, and I don't know about that decision there, but.
It's gonna be a dribbler. It's gonna be a dribbler. No deep.
Oh, back 35, back to the 35.
So then I guess you're forced to make 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions to tie the thing up.
The ball coming to you.
This one heading to, it stays in play.
The question is, did he touch it?
I don't think it doesn't matter. It's still a live ball. And I think McDonogh 35 has it.
You're right.
Wow. Steven Williams got down there and recovered it.
Wow.
That ball had some funny spin on it, and that is a huge play for McDonogh 35.
And it's been squibbing along his turf. We've seen a lot of these coming up trying to fiddle. Well, he just loses his footing there, and you can see there trying to reach out for the ball. And boy, you talk about back into this game in a hurry.
You're right about that.
Just like that. They're right back in striking distance.
So at the 18, McDonogh 35 certainly has new life here. Howard with Jordan Griffin in the backfield.
Wow. Just when things are looking dismal.
And then you got to delay a game penalty. The McDonogh 35 sideline is saying you needed to reset the clock, the play clock.
A lot of conversation going on out there.
But I don't think Hank McNair is buying it.
No. Man, you just hate to see that happen because, you know, you get life and now you're behind the chains before you even snap the ball. But nevertheless, this is still a great opportunity for 35. And, you know, believe it or not, just like that, still 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Plenty of time.
Ball at the 23-yard line. Quick throw over the middle, and Keys caught that one. Brought down right away at the 13 by Elijah Randall.
I think that might have been Miles on the reception that time.
Excuse me, Jaron Miles. Jaron Miles made the catch.
But that's their other part of the tandem, and he's caught a few balls tonight. Starting to check with me here, and that's what I think they need to do. They also need to get these receivers involved here a little bit more in the second half.
Tillman brought down at the 9-yard line. Quindell Johnson, an exceptional defensive back, 3.5 GPA.
It's going to be close here. Really like the first down call, probably expecting the run, and you get the ball in the air to one of your sure-handed receivers, Miles, and it makes that second down a little bit easier. Now you got a 3rd and short.
Third down and 1. Split running backs here for McDonogh 35. Quick hitter. A lot of contact, but a first down for McDonogh 35.
Oh, that's just big boy football right there.
Hard run by Jordan Griffin. It's 1st and goal now for the Roneagles.
Wow, how things turned so quickly, my goodness. You know,
we've seen some funny bounces tonight from that football. I mean, an interception that when a player kicked it, we saw it on the touchdown pass that Karr had where it was deflected and batted around. And then there on that kickoff, that ball took a little bit of a left turn and Devin Busch fell to the ground and it was recovered by the Roneagles. So now 1st and goal at the 6. Tillman squirts through for about 3 or 4. Covered up by Austin Kent. And Elijah Randall there as well.
I think Karr is selling out on the run here. Obviously, the question becomes, do you have confidence in LaJohn Howard to maybe roll out, or put the ball in the air right here and look for either Miles or Keys. They're in one-on-one situations with their defensive backs. Do you let them try to make a play? And typically second down is the down to do it.
McDonogh 35 will call timeout.
Wow, they just can't get it right over there. It seems like confusion over there on the offensive side. Probably not sure what they want to do on second down. Got to get the right personnel out there.
So the conversation will continue on the near sidelines. Don't miss any of the action this season. All Game Time high school football games stream live each week at YurView.com. Also check back throughout the week for game highlights and additional coverage, including the new weekly high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, with host Jeremy Crabtree. Get the previous week's highlights, stories, and recruiting news, along with a preview of the upcoming week's matchups delivered straight to your inbox. Visit YurView.com for more details. And our next Thursday on YurView, the game of the week will be a primetime matchup from Arizona as the Mountain Point Pride takes on Desert Ridge Jaguars. That will be next Thursday here on Cox Cable Channel 1004. Our local game here in Louisiana will head across the basin, the Atchafalaya Basin, for a great Lafayette rivalry matchup between St. Thomas More and Turlings Catholic. Second and goal from just inside the 5. Fouché back in as the Wildcat quarterback. He already has one touchdown run. Runs into his own guy. It doesn't matter. Touchdown. Touchdown Roneagles, and they are definitely back in this one.
Well, the thing is, when you see number 7 go and line up at the quarterback position, everybody in the stadium knows who's going to get the ball, but the guy is just such a strong and versatile athlete. Nothing was going to stop him from getting it in the end zone, and you can see here, even his own man. What about my lead block? I'll just run over him. Okay. All right. I mean, unbelievable.
This might be one of the hardest hits of the night right there.
Hey, you didn't get out on that block fast enough. And you better believe I'm coming around the corner like a freight train, whether you're there or not.
Well, this is a big 2-point conversion. Why not give it to Fouché again?
Well, he's in there, and look, they haven't stopped it yet.
You need to make it a one-possession game if you're 35. Hard count, now takes it. Fouché, does he got enough strength to get in? He does!
Wow, I wonder what this guy squats, man. Because I tell you what, they had him bottled up about the 3-yard line, and he just gets low. That tells you how strong his lower part of his body is. He gets low and just gets those thighs churning and just wills his way and pushes the whole pile back. Watch here. I mean, he gets met about the 3-yard line, and then watch how he just gets low and just boom, just rams everything back, Jeff.
Ooh.
I mean, that's a lot of pounds he moved into that end zone.
Fouché also the point guard on the basketball team. Again, LSU, Alabama, Florida State, Oklahoma, Auburn, all interested in
all those
number
shabby
7.
schools, huh? Yeah. Well, you can see why. I mean, you know, this guy's, he's impressive. They said they were going to use him all over the field tonight, and they've done that in the return game. He's scored from the quarterback position.
Interesting, no Devin Busch to return here for Karr. He's muffed the punt, wasn't able to handle that kickoff last time, so he is not back to return. This kick by Aaron Foster. Well, let's see what Wendell Johnson can do for an encore after that last kickoff. That might have been the longest onside kick in the history of football. Wasn't necessarily an onside. Well, he's going to try that side again. That time he kicked it out of bounds. He must have thought there's like a little slant there playing the green, right?
And one of your flags shows up, so how do you get a flag on that deal?
Well, let's take a look at what happened there as McDonogh 35 able to get within 8 now late in the third quarter after once being down by 22. 22. Here was that kickoff we were just referring to by Wendell Johnson. Takes a funny hop, scramble for it, recovered, and then McDonogh 35 goes to work. Catch by Miles, and then Fouché. Look out, get out of my way. So 1st and 10 at the 35 for the Cougars. And not much running room there. He is shut down. On the carry by Ronnie Jackson and Wayne Reese. He's seen a lot of football games in his time. Does this team have enough in them to come from behind by 22 in the second half?
Well, he's got him back in it for sure. I mean, look, all they need is a stop here and the ball back, and there's still plenty of time. And we got a whole quarter of football to play. This is a ball game.
2nd down and 9. Skylar Perry calls for the snap. And a run by Antoine will set up a big 3rd down, which may have to wait. Actually, Ronnie Jackson again on the carry, my mistake. But a 3rd down play that's coming up that may wait until the start of the 4th quarter as the clock is ticking on this 3rd quarter. It looked like we had a blowout on our hands, and then McDonogh 35 gets a couple of breaks, a big long touchdown run by Eddie Tillman, and they are right back in this thing. 12 more minutes left in this battle between East Bank versus West Bank. Two of the best in Class 4A battling it out here tonight. More of Game Time on YurView after this.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 400,000 hotspots. So you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
If there's one thing we love, it's watching TV. But did you know you can also watch on the go with TV everywhere? It's included at no extra charge as part of your Cox TV subscription. Watch live TV and on-demand content anywhere. Your favorite shows, movies, sports, and more. On network websites or by downloading TV network apps to your tablet or phone. On the go? Keep watching with TV everywhere. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
With On Demand from Cox Advanced TV, there's more exciting entertainment available on your TV than ever before. Hit movies and hot new releases, tons of free TV shows, concerts and music videos, and access to huge libraries of premium channel series, movies, and more. Press the On Demand button on your remote and you're ready to go, all on your schedule, right at home. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Back from the Big Easy, the city of New Orleans, one of the greatest cities in all of the world. And some good high school football taking place at Tad Gormley Stadium, where Edna Karr, the defending 4A champions, trying to hold off McDonogh 35. 28-20 is our score. Big 3rd down coming up for the Cougars at their own 42-yard line. They go to the ground game again, and another big run. Ronnie Jackson, the 1st down into McDonogh 35 territory.
Yeah, they got to figure out a way to, again, slow this run down. They just don't have an answer for it. They've had a little more success bottling up a couple of the plays, but then they're still able to hit the big one and move the chains. Guys had a field day. He wanted to be fed the football and kind of limping off. Looks a little ginger there, but they've got another back there that's also special.
Carr rushed for over 200 yards after the first half. They're probably well over 300 now. Skylar Perry's had a good game. He's rushed for a touchdown, and he's also thrown for one. And they go back to Antoine. And Antoine fighting his way for a couple more yards after the initial contact was made. He somehow gets the ball up to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, and they're really opening up the field. I mean, they've got these wide receivers lined way. They're really stretching the field, typically in a twin set, and sometimes 3 of them lined out, you know, way outside, trying to give the running game some room to operate.
Marcus Singleton in on the stop for McDonogh 35. There's a player for 35 who might need to limp off the field here. And that looks to be Glenn Brown. And they're asking him, come on.
Yeah, and they need him. I mean, he plays solid in the run game too. And
not the biggest guy, 5'7", 165 pounds, but he's a warrior out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, he'll come up and smack you too.
2nd and 6. Antoine in the backfield. Antoine straight ahead. And look at him carrying a tackler up to the 31-yard line. He loses his helmet. He'll have to come out for a play. That's all right. They just go to Ronnie Jackson, and he's just as good.
Yeah. Well, Jackson limped off the field, so I don't know if he's ready. He's back out there. Not going to forego any carries. But the 2 of those have really been the workhorse, and then you see Skylar Perry also getting several runs.
310 rushing yards.
Wow.
344 rushing yards for Karr.
Well, it's nice having statisticians with us during the game, huh?
Jackson only got a couple, though, on that carry. McDonogh 35. Can they come up with a stop here? 10 minutes to go in this non-district matchup. They bring some extra personnel this time. Jackson gets hit hard. He had one defender come in there. That was Jalen Jackson.
Yeah, you got to be careful here not to pick up the personal foul. It's a great play. It's a good stop here, but you don't want to do too much celebrating, Mr. Singleton, and pick up 15 yards. You've had that hurt you a couple times tonight.
3rd down and 8. Monty Nettles now in the backfield. Nettles gets the carry, and he can only get to the 26 before Jaden Henderson, a junior defensive back for the Roneagles, makes the tackle, and now it's 4th down. Duplantis comes back out on the field for McDonogh, or for Karr, I should say.
Well, it's clear that Karr is going to go for this. We got 4th, and I guess what do you call that, about 4, 5?
4th and a short 5. Trips to the near side. Perry surveying the defense. Why not? And he does not get it in there. Come on, Antoine gets stopped.
Got a flag come in here too. And the way he threw it, I'm wondering if there was some grabbing of a face mask or something here, but
it's holding.
That's good. Well, you can decline that deal and get the
holding.
ball back.
52 on the offense. Penalty is declined. It's McDonogh 35 football.
Well,
1st down.
That's the stop they needed right there. I mean, obviously they were able to pick up a good chunk of yardage, but they were able to hold as they were approaching the red zone, and this gives 35 life and an opportunity to tie the football game up.
Want to welcome all our viewers who turned us off when it was 28-6. Yeah. Welcome back. McDonogh 35 has the ball.
Well, we were saying they needed a big play or two and a turnover, and they got them both. And
long touchdown run by Eddie Tillman, and then recovering a kickoff, set up the next score. Well, they talked about it. The motto for this team this year is 13 minutes. They had a lead late in the 3rd quarter against Karr in the semifinal playoff game, but couldn't finish that contest up. This is complete. And Ezador is across the 40. Ezador is in the Karr territory, all the way up to the 26-yard line. Well, biggest pass play of the night.
Ezador's been active all night, mainly recovering fumbles. That when the ball is dropped on the turf from some of his offensive colleagues there, but this time he gets a chance to catch a ball here. Just a simple curl route, good delivery of the football by Lil John Howard. And once these guys get into open space, most of these guys are track guys, and you can see when they get in open space, they absolutely know what to do with the football.
51 yards on the pass play.
Well, could this be the year?
Yeah, Isidore had 71 yards receiving coming into this game. So obviously his biggest reception of the year came at a really good time for 35. Oh, great job by Karr defensively, shutting that down. Ronell Burbank, another big play behind the line of scrimmage, and a loss of 4 that time.
Well, if there's a player of the game on defense for Karr, it's Burbank. I mean, he has just caused havoc. I mean, he is a good-looking football player. Doesn't look like he's got any fat on that body. I mean, it's all solid and able to get in that backfield. Just quick on his first move. Getting in the backfield and obviously a sure tackler. 3 tackles for loss, you can see it there.
2nd and 14. Now Griffin the lone setback. Double tight end set. Play action fake. Howard throws off the hands of his receiver.
He missed Keys. Keys was running free, coming from the far side of the field, and just didn't get his body turned to see him. But if he had picked up number 13, it would have been with a good throw, it would have been a touchdown.
Kendrick Dandy with the diving attempt, unable to make the grab. So they got 2 downs here to try to get 14 yards. As it's 3rd and 14.
Well, knowing that, the question is, will you be willing to run it on this down and see how much you can pick up on the ground, and then if you have to come back and complete a pass.
Tillman and Griffin both in the backfield for McDonogh 35. Another play action fake. Howard throws, he gets it to Tillman, slips the defender, and up to the 20, and a manageable 4th down and 3 coming up for 35.
Well, that was a great play by both LeJohn Howard and Tillman, because Howard had a lot of pressure on the rollout, and Tillman makes an excellent catch. But what you can see here, as he begins to roll around, the pressure's coming, and that's just a good catch and turning it up the field by Tillman.
Huge play in this ball game from the 19-yard line. Howard from underneath center. Oh, a lot of penetration in the backfield, and he's not going to get the first down. The Cougars deny McDonogh 35. Quindell Johnson making the tackle.
Yeah, I don't know about that, and I'm not just trying to second guess it because it didn't work, but you know Burbank is the strength of their team, and I'm just not sure why you want to run it right at that defensive line there. You know, I think that's one where you get Lil John rolling out with an option to run or pass the ball, but you know, running it right at the teeth on 3 and 4 yards to go, yeah, that's probably one that they may kind of second guess there.
From the 19-yard line now, a late substitution coming in for Karr. As Tyree Jones, the 3-year starter, re-enters the ball game for Delaniel Smothers. Jackson, hard run once again, more of the same for Karr. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
Yeah.
On first down, them getting 8 or 9 yards with a run right up the middle.
Particularly on first down. Down is where they're going to try to probably go a little bit quicker here. Well, maybe with 6 minutes left, they may start working on the clock some, but typically after they have a big run like that, they stay in tempo, which they are, and you know, try to continue to move the chains on the ground.
2nd down and 1.
Picks up the first down.
By a yard. That's all they needed to do here. Now here's the timeout situation. 35's got 2 more left. Look at Ronnie Jackson, Jr. Boy, both of these running backs, Antoine and Ronnie Jackson, they'll be back again next year for the Cougars.
Come on, Ronnie. Stay in the game. Stay in the game, baby.
Big night for Jackson, over 100 yards rushing. So does his partner in the backfield, Antoine. who now takes over as the primary ball carrier, at least for this play, and he gets it. Got tripped up.
Boy, they're lucky too, because there was nothing but daylight if he keeps his feet.
Darian Jenkins just got his foot to trip him up. So second down, quickly Karr back up to the line of scrimmage. They try the same play, and now it brings up third down after a run of 4.
I'm not sure why they ran that next play so quickly. I mean, you would think that you'd keep working the clock a little bit. And they're still kind of seeming like they're in the hurry up. I mean, the play clock's just started. You've got a lot of time here. Try to get it right on third down.
Who will make a play here on third down? Ten seconds on the play clock.
They've got everybody at the line of scrimmage here.
And it doesn't matter. First down for the Cougars.
Wow.
Off the right side for Ronnie Jackson. Well, now, if you're McDonogh 35, you have to start thinking about when do you start using your 2 remaining timeouts.
Well, you got to use them now. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, they're going to keep running the ball. And I'm just shocked, though, that Karr is still going this quickly. Obviously, here you go. Here's the replay. They brought everybody to the line of scrimmage. The thing is, that means you don't have any backers. So once you miss the tackle, he's off and running.
Austin Jones finally able to wrestle him down to the ground. From the 45. Wayne Reese hoping for another turnover here from his defense. Holding on to that football as they're trying to strip it away from Antoine.
You got to get a timeout here. I'd go ahead and start burning them, because not only do you have to stop them, but you got to get the ball back and down the field.
Look at the rushing yards here for Karr. That's really the story of the game. 346 rushing yards against the Roneagles defense that was only allowing 9 points a game coming into the contest.
Yeah, well, they knew they wanted to run the ball. They've had a lot of success with it tonight.
2nd and 6. Duplantis, or excuse me, Antoine, shoved back once he got to the 48. So another third down coming up. 3rd and 3.
You see Karr still not huddling. Looking to the sideline. Play clock's at like 23 seconds here. And they're going to run it. I mean, I just don't understand why they're not using up more of the clock.
They run the option. The pitch to Nettles. Fouché's got him. Karr wants a face mask penalty, and it's there.
Oh, man. Oh, man. That could seal the game right there. I mean, those types of infractions, you gotta keep your cool. I mean, you've got him bottled up. You're gonna make the tackle. Just bring him to the ground and get ready for the next play here.
Personal foul.
Wow.
Face mask, number 15 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Results in a first down.
How about giving the ball to Nettles on third down, but it works out for the Karr Cougars, and that's a that's an obvious call.
You got him around the back. I mean,
yeah,
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's
can't-
not technically on the face mask. It looks like he had his hands around the back of the helmet, but anytime you're that high around that gear, you're going to probably pick up the flag.
2:20 left. McDonogh 35 has to strip the football away, but they can't catch this guy. Antoine continues to gash this Roneagles defense. Yeah, I think they have. Well, that's how they got a first down, but they've had so many carries tonight on first down for 8 or 9 yards.
And the damage is right off tackle. I mean, it's not like they're swinging these runs to the outside. I mean, they are running right through the teeth of that defensive line off tackle.
Now Karr is using some clock.
And they're going to play 4 downs. I mean, why punt it down here? Don't take any chances. I mean, you're going to play 4 downs here.
Antoine brought down at the 20. If you're 35, you got to start using the timeouts, and they do. They use the second of their 3 timeouts. We'll be back. 28-20, Karr Cougars. A minute 38 away from improving to 5-1 on the year. This is Game Time on YurView.
With On Demand from Cox Advanced TV, there's more exciting entertainment available on your TV than ever before. Hit movies and hot new releases, tons of free TV shows, concerts and music videos, and access to huge libraries of premium channel series, movies, and more. Press the On Demand button on your remote and you're ready to go, all on your schedule, right at home. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn. With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 400,000 hotspots. So you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
The Karr Cougars have had a lot to celebrate lately. 6 trips to the state championship game over the last 7 years, and they got another championship contender. Nettles getting the carry on 2nd and long. McDonogh 35 will use another timeout, I would presume. I think. Yeah. Wayne Reese is out on the field saying, give me time, refs. Clock is still ticking.
That's right, and that fan base has also enjoyed the better side of this rivalry.
Boy, oh boy, about 10 seconds fell off the clock as they were trying to get the timeout.
You know, when they look back at this game, and yeah, you're going to say, okay, Karr gashed us for, 300-plus yards, but they still had their opportunities. And when they had their opportunities, it was either a drop pass or, bad penalty or, not being able to get them off the field on 3rd down. And those are the things that you've got to do if you want to overcome this hump.
Game Time on YurView thanks Louisiana Lift for their support of this telecast, specializing in customer service on equipment, rentals, parts, and training. Louisiana Lift has been serving its customers since 1980. You can check them out online at lalift.com or call them in New Orleans at area code 504-463-3400. Louisiana Lift, they're always on call.
So my guess is, even though it's Louisiana, in about a month or so, he won't be in that short sleeve shirt up there. It gets pretty cold on that lift sometimes.
Wayne Reese has seen his defense give up 362 rushing yards tonight. Antoine, the leading ball carrier, 193 yards on 18 carries and a score. Ronnie Jackson, 27 carries for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. Thankfully for Karr, they get an extra day to recover from this game, with this being on a Thursday night.
Nearly 30 carries. That's toting the ball. They said they wanted to feed him, and, they made no mistake about it. They ran the ball, and, still continuing to run this thing and trying to run the clock out.
3rd down and 5. Perry keeps it. And that's going to bring up 4th down. But no more timeouts for 35.
Got another player limping there for Karr. It looks like Simmons may have gotten rolled on a little bit while he was blocking from the wide receiver position.
All right, so this is the ball game right here. If Karr converts, they win it. If they don't, 35 has a slight pulse.
You got about a 30-second differential on the play clock and the game clock. So.
Antoine, that's your ball game. And it's another Karr Cougars touchdown. Antoine with the exclamation point.
It looked like he kicked a goal there at the end when he got into the end zone. But look, this is how they started the game, and how fitting that this is how they finished the game. And it's just tough runs off tackle, and one tackler is not going to bring these guys down. And you got to credit this offensive line for just imposing their will And I tell you what, Antoine, I mean, has had a good job, and that's no soft guy he ran over right there in Fuchsia. I mean, he's been making plays, and that's their best tackler, and that just tells you the type of player that Antoine is, and just got his pads lower and into the end zone.
Star has been born here tonight. This Amon Antoine. A lot of talk about Ronnie Jackson because of the amount of touchdowns he has scored so far this season, but Antoine has been impressive.
Yes, he has. And the tandem together, there you go, 19 rushes, and you know, they said Jackson had about 30 rushes, so between the two of them, you know, they're toting the ball 50 times.
4 touchdowns now in the last 2 weeks. Bryce Brown told us earlier this week that they're defending champs. Never easy when you're defending champs. Every team's coming after you. And he also talked about how this team was still trying to find its identity.
Well,
and he said maybe after this game, talking about the McDonogh 35 contest, that this team will have found its identity. They have found their identity.
Yeah, and there's no question. It's Jackson and Antoine. I mean, that's their guys. I mean, they still have some talented players at other positions on this team. You know, but there's no doubt that this offense starts and stops with the running game.
This will be 10 victories in a row for Karr over McDonogh 35, and the Roneagles, who came in ranked #1 in 4A. This will be a tough loss for them to get over. But they'll be entering district play, and when you look at the district play schedule, it softens up here for really both of these teams. Let's send it out to the field in Jessica Providence.
Well, Jeff, it's one of the legendary runouts, and it's by Edna Karr, and they call it the rock. It's the swaying of the team from left to right. They do it to the David Banner song On Everything, and it's become such a tradition that the senior class has caught on to it. The last 2 years of graduating seniors have done the rock at their graduation, and I asked Coach Brown when they had a chance to practice this, and he said they practiced over the summer, but actually this week they had to practice it as well because it was becoming the me show and not the we show. Guys.
Well, Bryce Brown, maybe they'll work on it a little bit more because it gave them some good luck here tonight.
Yeah, and they were a we tonight, particularly that backfield. And he's going to be happy with his ball club. I mean, this is always a tough rivalry, and you know, you asked him, Jeff, about defending that title, and he said it's hard, man. It's hard. They come after you every week. You're being gunned for, and to prevail, it's always a good win.
Karr will likely shoot up the 4A rankings. Came in ranked 6th in the state in the Louisiana Sports Writers Association poll. And then this is also a big win when it comes to the power ratings as well. These two teams are in separate districts. Karr still has one more big game coming up. They'll be taking on Warren Easton, and Bell Chase has been very good this season as well, and Karr will face them. On to return, and not much happening here. Is good job by the kickoff coverage team for the Cougars. First man there, Fenton Williams, to get Lawrence Key. So Jessica was talking about it. Not only does the football team do the rock, but how about the graduating class the last couple of years? They get into the act as well.
Yeah, I mean, when you're winning, and you know, it becomes not just the football team, it becomes a factor in the entire school and student body. You can see they're enjoying themselves at graduation.
That's great.
Is that how you celebrated your graduation?
No,
Jeff?
no, it wasn't. I was just making sure I didn't fall down when I went across the stage.
Yeah, I got you. Man, there. Got the whole gym rocking.
Now from what, well, we got another penalty.
On the offense, 5 yards, still first down.
Now from what Jessica is telling me there is a cry on social media for me and you to do the rock, Jason.
Yeah.
He runs out of bounds. So he picked up a few yards.
Yeah, and you're seeing all the colleges and various people, various teams have some kind of pregame ritual, and you know the Rock is kind of caught on here at Carr, and it's all out there on the internet.
What I was trying to say there until we had those audio difficulties is that there's a cry out on social media for me and you to do the rock.
You think we could handle the Rock?
But I'll have to decline.
Yeah. Come on, I'm sure you can rock it out, Jeff.
Howard over the middle, and it's grabbed. Well, that time Keys made a catch, and he goes down at the 39.
Maybe in our next pregame before our show starts, we'll rock it out. We got to have Jessica leading us, though. You know, we'd be lost without that.
Final play of this one. As McDonogh 35 will fall to 4-2 on the year. Karr will improve to 5-1, and they won't even get it off. Great performance by both of these teams, but the Karr Cougars were definitely the better team here tonight as they knock off McDonogh 35-20. 10th straight win for the Cougars over their rivals, the McDonogh 35 Roneagles. We'll take a break. More coming up on YurView.
Reliability. For some, it's in their nature. You can almost take their behavior for granted. Always there, ever faithful. Sort of like how you expect your internet connection to be. Total reliability. With a whole lot of speed. That's Cox high-speed internet with access to the fastest in-home Wi-Fi. The speed you need today and tomorrow, right by your side.
Action.
Comedy. Horror.
Speak.
Drama.
Find. Feel. This is the all-new Contour from Cox. It's cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 400,000 hotspots. So you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Your home telephone is still your most reliable connection to the world. But you don't want to be bothered by unwanted calls from people you don't know or telemarketers. Cox Digital Telephone offers a variety of call handling features so you can know who's calling, accept or reject calls, and protect your privacy. With Cox Digital Telephone, you're in control. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Final score tonight from Tad Gormley Stadium in New Orleans. The Edna Karr Cougars defeating McDonogh 35-20. When we come back, we'll hear from the winning head football coach tonight, Bryce Brown. He'll tell us how he thought his team performed as they improved to 5-1 on the year. We'll take a break. More coming up of Game Time on YurView after this.
Your home telephone is still your most reliable connection to the world. But you don't want to be bothered by unwanted calls from people you don't know or telemarketers. Cox Digital Telephone offers a variety of call handling features so you can know who's calling, accept or reject calls, and protect your privacy. With Cox Digital Telephone, you're in control. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 400,000 hotspots. So you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
You're watching the National High School Football Game of the Week. Join us all fall long for tomorrow's classics today, only on YurView.
(35-20), Edna Karr defeats McDonogh 35. Let's send it down to the field. Jessica has the winning head football coach tonight, Bryce Brown.
Jeff, thanks so much. Coach, McDonogh 35 came knocking, but your team answered. How would you assess the performance of your offense?
Oh, you know what? It's hats off to coaches. You know, you see me in front of the camera, but I got some good guys in front, behind me, and I got some good damn players too.
Now, the competition doesn't let up. You face Bell Chase next week. What are you looking to adjust?
You know, always when you play Bell Chase, they're going to run the football just as well as us. But we got to come out and execute. We got to get healthy, a physical game tonight. So we got to go back to the drawing board, and we'll get ready tomorrow. One
of your key players tonight was Antoine. How would you assess his performance?
Oh, you know, he's running with a purpose. He's running with a purpose, and that's what we teach at Call. Well, what are you playing for? What are you preparing for? And tonight, he played for himself. He played for his teammates. He played for his Call family.
Well, let's catch up with him and Antoine. Congratulations to you. Only a junior. How are you able to be so effective tonight?
Coach Carroll and Coach Nick have been preparing us all year long. Hard practice, and Coach Bryce keep execution key. And I like to thank my coach and my O-line.
What statement did your team make tonight? I mean, this was a rivalry ball game, East Bank versus West Bank. What was the statement?
The statement was we're going to line up and beat y'all. I mean, a lot of talk around the city. They felt like they could have lined up against us and beat us, but they couldn't.
How do you keep this momentum going into next week versus Bell Chase?
Just stay calm and keep preparing. My coach is going to be on me hard. Coach Carroll, Coach Nick going to keep pushing us. Coach Bryce going to keep pushing us. Preaching about execution. That's what we're going to go out and do.
Ahmad, congratulations.
Thank you.
Jeff, back up to you.
Well, for those who thought for Edna Karr this was a bit of a rebuilding season, not so fast, as Lee Corso would say.
And they've got their identity, and that guy right there is a big part of it, Ahmad Antoine.
We'll take another break. We'll wrap things up from Tad Gormley Stadium when we come back. This is Game Time on YurView.
Action.
Comedy. Horror.
Speak.
Drama.
Find. Feel. This is the all-new Contour from Cox. It's cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
Reliability. For some, it's in their nature. You can almost take their behavior for granted. Always there, ever faithful. Sort of like how you expect your internet connection to be. Total reliability. With a whole lot of speed. That's Cox high-speed internet with access to the fastest in-home Wi-Fi. The speed you need today and tomorrow, right by your side.
Wrapping it up from Tad Gormley Stadium on a great night for high school football, and one of the best programs in the state of Louisiana showed why they are still a championship contender as they knock off McDonogh 35-20. The final score in this one. Carr's run game just too tough to stop tonight. We just heard from Ahmad Antoine. He rushed for over 200 yards himself, as this was a impressive performance by Karr.
Well, they came out from the beginning and set the tone. They wanted to be physical on the line of scrimmage. They wanted to pound and run the football. they were able to accomplish that. And, Jeff, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. And that has not happened yet here. And so, Karr is still going to be a team to reckon with down the stretch.
Maybe another rematch for McDonogh 35. Maybe they get another shot at Karr in the postseason like they did last season, and maybe the results will be different. They'll obviously grow up from this one. They fall to 4-2 on the season. Karr improves to 5-1. Let's look at the stats from this one, and the rushing totals is what jumps off the screen to you, as they really were very impressive rushing the football here tonight. And so for Edna Karr, an impressive performance as far as running the ball. And defensively, as finally the stats come up, as there you look at him, 380 rushing yards in this one, and then over 400 yards total yards. Antoine over 200 yards rushing. Fusha for McDonogh 35 was really good defensively and offensively with the 2 touchdown runs and plus the 2-point conversion, but just not enough there. They got to get better on the offensive and defensive lines for McDonogh 35.
Yeah, and also give credit 35 for staying in the ball game.
Yeah.
There was an opportunity where this thing really could have got out of hand. They made some big plays, got back in, but just too many miscues. And they got to have to fix their run defense a little bit. But hats off to Karr. They're looking like they're clicking on cylinders and really have found their identity.
No doubt about that. So that's going to do it for our broadcast here from Tad Gormley Stadium in New Orleans. Want to thank everyone involved in this production. Our executive producer of Game Time on YurView here in Louisiana, that's Eric Coleman. Also want to thank our producer Cameron Galloway, our director Walter Volpatti. Also want to thank Jessica Province down on the sidelines, Jason DeQuare. Next week, our Thursday night game will be the Mountain Point Pride taking on the Desert Ridge Jaguars. Again, our final score from New Orleans, Edna Karr, a victorious team tonight as they defeat McDonogh 35-20. I'm Jeff Lermo. We'll see you again next week. This has been Game Time on YurView.